Met her on a Friday, thought she seemed alright. By Saturday morning, there was already a fight. Phone blowing up every minute of the day. Looking for a reason to be angry anyway. Checking every comment, checking every friend, turning every little thing into the end. Life's too short and the mountain's calling back. Sorry, baby, I got no time for that. I'm not your therapist. I'm not your referee. I'm not gonna spend my life living in insanity. No time for that. No room for the drama. No time for that. I ain't calling your mama. No time for that. Got a life to attack. When the crazy train arrives, I'm stepping off the track. Yeah. No time for that. No time for that. No for that. No time for that. No time for that. Every conversation turns into a test. Nothing that I do is ever good enough, I guess. Walking through a minefield every single day. One wrong word and everything explodes away. Trying to build something, trying to move ahead. You just want another argument instead. Got fresh snow waiting in a backpack packed. Sorry, baby, I got no time for that. Saw her at the tavern with a smile so bright, but a flight of two shining underneath the lights. SnowboardJoe took one look and laughed to himself, put his drink down slowly and grabbed something else. He'd seen that movie and he knew the plot. A whole lot of chaos wrapped in what you got. No hard feelings, baby, hope your day goes great. But Joe heard one and Bells and Joe's a different fate. Maybe she's an angel, maybe she's alright, but Joe's not rolling dice on another sleepless night. No time for that. No room for the drama. No time for that. I ain't calling your mama. No time for that. Got a life to attack. When the crazy train arrives, I'm stepping off the track. No time for that. 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 Life is hard enough already. Don't need another storm to chase. I'm looking for some peace and quiet, not another courtroom case. Take your games and take your baggage. Take your endless overreaction. I'm headed for the open highway, far away from all the action. SnowboardJoe ain't looking for trouble tonight. Oh yeah, he's looking for a good time and a peaceful life. Whoa, no screaming matches, no emotional traps, no walking on eggshells, no falling through the cracks. The mountain is calling, the road is wide. Freedom feels better than a turbulent time for that. No, that. No time for that. No time for that. Got mountains to climb. Got roads to ride. Got dreams to chase and peace of mind. Snowboard Joe is headed on his way.
Yeah. Snowboard Joe. Whole town talking. Nobody knows the truth, but everybody got a story. Snowboard Joe rolling through the neighborhood slow. Got the ladies giggling everywhere we go. Nobody know why, nobody know how, but they all start whispering the second he around. He ain't say much, he just lean and grin. Then another rumor start circulating again. One girl laughing, two girls blushing, three more telling everybody something. They say Joe got tricks that nobody seen, moving so smooth like a backdoor king. Maybe it's true, maybe it's fake, but the legend getting bigger every coffee break. Snowboard Joe sneaks in the back door. That's what the whole damn town asking for. Everybody talk, but nobody know how the story gets bigger everywhere he goes. Snowboard Joe sneaks in the back door. Ladies keep laughing when he walks through the door. Truth don't matter once the rumor gets born. Joe still smiling while the gossip rolls on. Now the fellas all jealous, say it ain't fair. Joe got attention without even trying there. Walking to the party and the room light up. Everybody watching while he fill his cup. One girl winking, another one stare. Somebody swear Joe got mysterious flair. Somebody's cousin got a friend who said Joe left. Everybody's thoughts stuck in their head. Stories get wild when the weekend hits. Half of them facts and the other half myths. Joe don't argue, Joe don't defend. He let imagination do the work for him. Snowboard Joe sneaks in the back door. That's what the whole damn town asking for. Everybody talk, but nobody know how the story gets bigger everywhere he goes. Snowboard Joe sneaks in the back door. Ladies keep laughing when he walks through the door. Truth don't matter once the rumor gets born. Joe still smiling while the gossip rolls on. Is it charm? Is it luck? Is it confidence? Nobody knows, but everybody discuss. Now the rumor's so big, it's a local event. Nobody remembers where the story went. Every month, somebody at another part. Like Joe got a doctorate in breaking hearts. But Joe just chilling, never saying a word. Watching all the theories get increasingly absurd. If half this gossip was actually true, the man would need a whole professional crew. Snowboard Joe sneaks in the back door. Whole town chanting when he steps on the floor. Nobody knows what he's really about, but everybody singing when the hook come out. Snowboard Joe sneaks in the back door. Legend gets bigger every year and more. Whether it's true or just neighborhood lore, Joe's still the champ of the backdoor war. Dropping low on a tired old town. Another factory closed, another dream shut down. The folks stare at the screens while the world burns slowly by. Everybody's talking, but nobody seems to know.
Hit it! Look around. Does anyone see it?
Just had to finish one other quick work thing, guys. I just left this music on. I'll be right there. Enjoy the beats.
Does anyone see it? Look at the streets, look at the screens. It's a wild ride. Too much noise, too much static on the flip side. People moving fast, but they're losing their way. Gotta cut through the fog of the modern day. Snowboard Joe on the edge of the peak, looking for the truth that the politicians hide and seek. They're selling the solutions wrapped in digital gold. pressure is rising, the rhythm is tight. We need the disruption to clear out the night. The 303 screaming, it's time to awake. How much more of this mess can the people take? Why are things so messed up? Tell me, why are things so messed up? Everything is so messed up. Yeah, everything is so messed up. But we aren't dropping down, we aren't giving in. Grab your board, grip the edge, let the push begin. The 303 hits like a shot to the chest. We're waking up the crowd, putting courage to the test. Out on the slopes or deep in the town, we're building up a groove that they can't tear down. They want us divided, they want us confused, leaving every good soul battered and bruised. But the rhythm is a weapon when the truth is the trap. We're dropping the beat and we're fighting right back. The pressure is rising, the rhythm is tight. We need the disruption to clear up the night.
All right, now I'm ready.
It's time to awake. How much more of this mess can the people
And
take?
someone come up and join me if they want. I'll put the StreamYard up.
You have to carve a circle of good and defend it. Don't just watch it burn. You have to carve a circle of good and defend it. When the world goes crazy, you stand your ground, 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 ground. Brothers unite and defend good. Brothers unite and defend good. Why are things so messed up?
Everything is so messed up. Brothers unite.
Why are things so messed up?
Everything is so messed up.
Brothers unite and defend good. Carve that circle. Hold the line. Brothers unite, defend the good. Why are things so messed up?
We
All right.
good.
Cool. What's up, guys? Hope everyone's having a good night. And we will start off with a police video. This idiot drove into a freaking building here. Heard Seagrip had a birthday, so happy birthday to Seagrip. Friend of the show. Comes on here frequently. You know, other people can come on the panel and stuff as well. This will just be kind of a hangout one, and then I think I kind of want to talk about like inflation and some more serious topics, but we'll ease into it with just some bullshit like this.
Okay. Everybody, you guys out. Yeah. You guys out. Who was the person driving? Me. Okay, come here. Let's go over here.
Looks like this dumbass B-dub broke the fourth wall.
Are you okay?
I'm okay, but the bank didn't work.
Your brakes malfunction?
No, look like.
Can you go stand over here?
I don't want to move.
Okay. What's bleeding?
Let the EMS guys get here. I'm not doubting you. I'm okay.
I know.
I'm just going into a little fucking freak out fucking shock.
Okay.
What the
Hey. Hey, my man. What's bleeding?
Hey, my man, there's a fucking car
I know.
in my room.
You
Can't park there.
Hey,
relax
my
a little
man.
bit. You relax a little bit.
This guy's on meth or something already. God damn.
Back off a little bit. Just back off.
Okay, what is bleeding? Is it your hand? I gotta know what's bleeding so I can let fire rescue know. Is it your hand? What else?
Superficial abrasion.
Is that your blood?
No. My blood is right here, pal.
Well, there's blood on the car. I'm just asking, all right? How does this happen?
What's up, C Grip? Happy birthday. I heard it's your birthday.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. And I don't know about you, but I think that's a valid freak out.
Yeah, no, it is. It is. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Oh, no way.
So you're born on the 22nd,
Yeah,
right?
June 22nd.
Yeah. So
So,
numerology, 22nd means like they call it like a master number, master builder, but master destroyer too. So that means it's like a good thing.
an occasional
destroy some pussy.
masturbator.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh man, yeah. This is like the perfect, because I got Juneteenth, and then when I start making some kids, I'll have Father's Day, then my birthday. Oh
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I tuned in just on a personal note. I tuned into. I took off this whole week, but you know, I'm still on my work computer, and they had a work. They had an educate and lunch today on the Trump account. I mean, the Orange Man account, the same account where if you have a kid between, 2025 and 2028, you open an account for them.
$5,000.
$1,000.
Oh, $1,000? That won't do shit.
but keep in mind, the kid can't touch it for 18 years. And if you have it in the S&P 500, no, it's awesome. And hopefully one day we'll have a financial stream to talk about stuff like this. But I asked a very good question, because I don't foresee myself, knocking up anyone before 2020, and having a kid before 2028. And so I was just wondering if this is a successful program, and to encourage people to start having more kids, do we think that Congress will, extend it? And so fingers crossed. But yeah, when you think about ways to help give your kids a head start.
And the parents are not allowed to touch it as far as
distributions cannot be made. For 18 years. Now, 5,000 is what can be contributed annually to it. But when you think about it, you can literally put something like this away for your kids. And there's a whole bunch of different ways to get contributions into it. So that could be 5,000 right there. And if you have the resources, potentially open up a Roth IRA for them. And so you literally have a vehicle in place to where you could potentially put, $11,000 away a year for your kid. Talk about a way to help, set them up for the future. So it was interesting, but I don't got no kids, but oh well, maybe one day.
Speaking of which, I know you go down to the DR a lot. The DR, I saw in the news this morning, had a big fire.
Oh no, I didn't catch it. I gotta watch it.
Like a huge fire, actually.
Something that would explain why so many ghosts of pussy past keep messaging me today.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And I was just thinking, because we talk about how selfish women are, and I'm like, even when they're calling to wish me happy birthday, they still can't find a way to make it about them. Tienes me obligada, like you forgot about me and stuff like that. I'm like, oh man, come on.
Yeah.
So, but oh man, I gotta look. That actually explains.
Yeah. Well, this is in like Chinese astrology and stuff. This is the year of called the fire horse. So it's more like fire and shit. We actually should do a little bit about I know a decent amount about numerology and Chinese astrology, which is, it's not like astrology for chicks. It's more, China's been around a long time. They kind of know what they're talking about a little bit, and it's easier to understand. So like we can do your numerology, but being born regardless of the year you're born, being born on the 22nd is supposed to be a good thing. So like there's like a couple things called like master numbers, and it's 11, 22, and 33. So 33 is supposed to be like the best one, but 22 is like the second best one.
Okay, so the 22.
You're more like
and-
charismatic, and it means you're more of a builder. So you're probably a wealth builder. It means master builder or destroyer. Like destroyer is good too sometimes for certain things. Like you know, but it's called like the master builder. So you're good at like you know, building assets or you know, building can mean a lot of things. It
That
doesn't
actually
mean
makes
building
sense.
a house. He's good at building up 304 self-esteem and then just destroying it again once he leaves them.
Sometimes you got to sometimes you got to knock something down to build it back up.
Yeah.
Oh man, I learned all kind of new things hanging out with you, Snowboard.
yeah, and so you can put in the private chat your like your actual like birth date, like all the numbers.
I will.
I can tell you a little more, so you don't have to like tell everybody if you don't want to.
Okay, now I'll put it in the chat. I mean, I put it in the private chat now.
Yeah.
I was born on a Tuesday, June 22nd, 1971.
So let's.
I'm gonna put it in the chat. I'm gonna put it in the private chat now.
Okay.
I like to say
I do know a decent amount. I've actually been wanting to maybe do a stream kind of a little bit about this. So yeah, I'll actually talk a little bit about that. So there's a couple different type of astrologies. Like, well, number one, there's numerology. And numerology is also linked to something that's called like gematria, where letters equal numbers. So like A is 1, B is 2, so on and so forth. I don't know a ton about that or do that a lot, but we've seen, remember before when I've shown videos about the guy he'll take a word and why is he looking for 33? Because 33 is considered like a master number. Like that's why Christ died at 33. Freemasons use 33, like that's why water stops freezing at 33. Like it's cold, it's frozen, and then it gets to 33, then it's unfrozen. So it's a very symbolic number. It's in a lot of like golden ratios and stuff like that. But there's different signs too. So throw away like Western astrology. That's for chicks. So like my moon is in Taurus and shit. Like there's a little bit of relevance to that, but a lot of it's kind of way too technical. The Chinese astrology is pretty easy. Here, let's actually pivot and do that. Let me get out a Chinese astrology. Chart. CHAR. I didn't even know I was going to do this, but this is sometimes good. Okay. Let me find a good one here. And we'll share this tab here. So this is like the Chinese astrology calendar here. Remember, China's been a very old civilization, and in China they take a lot of this shit serious too. So you 71, you said you're born, right? So we can find it on here. This will be the Chinese astrology. Not the numerology is different. So 71 is why can't I find it?
Let me see if I can find it. 1971.
Yeah, I can just search it. I was trying to not like just search it all via computer and find it organically.
The year of the pig.
Okay, all right, yeah, the pig then. Okay, so the pig is so you just finished coming. So now I could talk a little more about it. So the pig. So the pig is here on this wheel. Okay, this is a wheel. 12 signs. Sort of like 12 astrology signs, 12 people at the Last Supper, There's 12 months of the year. 12 is a number for many things for a reason. See how this goes across to here, the snake. Last year was a snake year. So you just dealt with a difficult year, Seagrip. You dealt with what's called your enemy year. So whatever's on the opposite side of this, like I'm the dragon, and my enemy one's a dog. That's why I talk shit about dogs a lot. And I just think it's funny calling women dogs and whatnot. So pig is one that like everybody kind of likes the pig. They're pretty much well liked. You should drive like a Chevy vehicle that's like those are like started in like a pig year. The snake is what we just went through. So 2025, it's not fully 2025. Like their calendar works different. Their calendar kind of ends in like January or February. So now we are in the horse right here, but it's called the fire horse, and that's why I brought up the fire. Fire. So basically, in a horse year, what does a horse do? Horses work. They hustle. They're work horses. They're about hard work. So this is a year where you want to every year you want to work hard, but this is a year if you're very persistent, it will be rewarded even more. And it is more prevalent with fire and stuff. It just is. So you might see more fires. In fact, we can see. So another thing to keep in mind when places are founded, they think that it has the energy. So, or a company is founded on a certain day. So these people do things like this. So, for example, the number 28 is like a wealth number. A lot of like Elon Musk was born on the 28th. He's rich. Not Bill Gates. There's a few very wealthy people born on the 28th. And this is what royalty and stuff does. They try to have their kids be a C-section on the 28th and certain things like that because it's a number of like wealth. All the numbers actually do mean stuff, and once you start understanding that, that makes things seem a little bit even more of like a matrix. All these things, there's not one that's like better than the other for these signs. They all have a strength and weakness. Like the snake one, which we just came from, is more of kind of snake has a lot to do with like wisdom and occult knowledge and stuff like that. That's why they think the serpent is in the Bible and the snake. It's a lot of these things are all kind of related. So the horse, the year of the horse is Kobe Bryant was a horse. Kobe Bryant wasn't the best player. He just outworked everybody. He would like shoot baskets till like 3 a.m. and shit like that. The horse doesn't really like materialism, or it's not obsessed with materialism. It more cares about work and just non-materialistic things like that. So there, if you start looking into this, you can, and you start understanding people's birthdays, you can figure it out a little bit. So whatever's on the opposite side of this wheel, it's a so for example now, so what's on the opposite side from the horse? The rat. Rats are like Larry Silverstein. Rats are kind of like small hats, I'll be honest with you. They're kind of like shitty banker types. The rat is maybe one of the smartest, but the rat only can manipulate people. That's what rats do. Think about it. A rat only shows up like at a place where a city's already been built. A rat is like a parasite, and I'm talking a rat, not a mouse. A rat is always somewhere where you got to pay rent. I'll put it that way. In subways and stuff like that. So the rat, which is good. So going against the rat is good. The rat sucks. The rat is who will collect your taxes. A rat, and the people kind of look like rats. They'll often have like a little gap in their teeth. Rat is like insurance people, things like that. So it's kind of good. rat is also the sign that the matrix favors the most. You can't say the word matrix without spelling rat. So the letters are important too. So the rat is like the master manipulator. And once you start looking at this stuff, you'll start to see these archetypes in people a little bit. So rats are always manipulators. It's a rat. It kind of has to do manipulation in a sense. So every like third one or fourth one is your friend. So for you, Seagrip, you're the pig. So your friend is
The metal pig.
three,
There's a difference.
metal pig. Yeah, there's different ones of these. But just the pig in general is still part of the archetype. So your friend, the signs that you have the most harmony with are the tiger, the horse perhaps, and rooster. So basically you skip every few of these and it's like your friend. So I'm better at knowing mine. I'm the dragon. So the ones that I'm supposed to be the harmonious with are the monkey and actually the rat. But I don't like the rat. Once so the dragon is supposed to be the most honorable sign. Like we don't fuck people over. We care about like honor and stuff like that. Putin is a dragon. Dragons are very good leaders, basically, but they're honorable. Like they don't like any lying or any fucking around. That's why they don't like rats. They're not like an enemy. But they get along with monkeys. So like the state that I live in is actually a monkey state. New Hampshire is found in a year of a monkey. Maine is found in a year of a dragon. So those are like more harmonious energies, I guess. For the pig, I more know about like my own shit. My mom is the year of the pig. Pig is like everyone kind of likes them. They're probably the most likable people in a way. I guess that's like one of the common traits about that. So for the numerology, the way you would calculate it is, so we'll take Seagrip's birthday. So there's a couple things with the numerology. Number one, the day you're born means shit. So I'm born on the 2nd. So the 2nd means you're like a second. So number 1 is masculine. That's more man. So number 1 is more like manly masculine. Number 2 is a feminine number. So I'm actually like born on a kind of a chick day, which kind of sucks. But number 2 is also like they're good at writing, they're things like that. Number 3, if you're born per se on the 3rd, or it could be you're born on the 21st. So 2 and 1 is 3. So the only time you don't do that is if it's like 11 and 22. So if you're born on the 3rd, or also a way to practically apply this, if it's the 3rd day of the month, number 3 is communication. Number 3, you want to have a party. You kind of want to be a kid. You don't want to like. Number 3 is like communication, kind of like throw a party type day. Number 4. So the 4th, or if you add the numbers up and they reduce down to a 4, which I'll get into. So the 4th of the month. Number 4 means hard work, but number 4 is also like the number of authority. So you don't want to fuck around with cops or do any type of shady shit on the 4th. Even if you get in cars that have a lot of number 4s in the license plate, things like that. Number 4 means that like it's like the number of authority, basically. That's why we have like July 4th. 4th of July. That means that like the country is a country of law and order. Number 4. Number 5 is kind of what Seagrip's shit will probably add up to. So we didn't add up all your shit yet. So number 5 is like traveling and hoeing, basically. Hoeing and traveling. Those people need to like travel and kind of hoe around. If they don't travel and do that, they get kind of fucked up. Yeah, I'm Earth Dragon, but I'm Wood Dragon. Is similar. So number 6. Again, I'm not reading this. This is something I've read about and stuff like that. So number 6 is home and family. That's why you want a chick who's almost a 6 out of 10, because she's just gonna want to be at home all the time and just take care of her family, and she will not cheat on you. And number 5 will cheat on you, or is more likely to, because they that's just what they like. So number 7, including the 7th day of the month, 7 is also 304 adds up to 7. 7 is actually the number of kind of like knowledge. So people born on the 7th are basically the smartest. So people born on the 7th, or their shit adds up to 7, they care more about having all the knowledge. They'd rather have all the knowledge in the world than all the money. But they're usually very smart, like tech people, but they're kind of loners, pretty much. Now we get into number 8. 8 is, if you turn 8 on its side, it's like an infinity symbol. 8 is a number of karma. So what if you were to draw? Let me put the screen up. If I was to draw a figure 8 with my mouse, what goes around comes around. So people who are born in the 8th, they have to live a pretty righteous life, or it will get bad for them more than maybe other people. But 8 is also the number of money. So if you have your house is a number 8, you're more likely to have money. The 8th is a good day to pay your bills, to buy materials for a project, because they're saying you're going to get that money back, because it's making like an 8. This is the Chinese and numerology and astrology. So if it's the 8th, maybe pay your bills, or 28th is maybe a good day to do that too. But 8th is a good day to do all that stuff. Doesn't mean you get it like free, but it means that you might not get fucked over and stuff. Number 9 means a couple things. Number 9 means that you just adapt. You can adapt to any environment. So if they go into a sales job, they're going to be a good salesman. If they go to carpentry, they're going to be a good carpenter. They're kind of, their surroundings form them. But the 9 is also kind of like a demonic number too. The 9 is like kind of the devil's number a little bit, because we kind of live in kind of a fucked up world. So they start to become a little more demonic, because we kind of live in a little bit of a demonic world. 10 just means 1, because the 0 doesn't mean anything. So that would mean 1. 1 is like masculine leader. Like my things add up to a 1. So like people who are 1s, they need to like be outside, be active. Like 1 is like also kind of a leader. You're the first, first in line, go first. And things like that. So number 11, which means that's one of those master numbers I was talking about. So this is kind of will be like secret number of people. So people born on the 11th or 11 is considered a master number. And if we were to also make an 11, it kind of makes like a doorway. If you got the 1 and the 1, it's kind of like a doorway. So people who are 11 are much more like charismatic, I guess, is maybe a good way to put it. So what is 2 11s? It's 22. This is what you are, Seagrip. They say that's more of the master. They call it the master builder. So people born on the 11th, 22nd, or things add up to 33, they say that they are kind of like reincarnated a lot more times than other people. Like this is, it's not, I didn't make this up. That's kind of like what they're saying. 33 is more, even a little bit beyond that. And that one's like another master number. And it just means maybe you're even more charismatic. I'm not going to say you're Christ, that anyone's Christ-like, because it's 33, because they don't have to choose to be that way. So what C-grip, so the way, so everyone can do this in the chat right now. So the way you add up your numerology number or someone else for a friend or something, you're just going to, so we'll go to, let me go to the private chat and,
Oh, I posted all this in the public
oh,
chat.
okay, yeah, I didn't
when I was
read it. So what did it
researching.
reduce down to all the way? So the way you would do any, just to tell people the way you do any numerology. So like mine is, here, I'll kind of like type it in here. So I'm born on 09, okay? So that's so the month, okay? So September, so 02 plus 1988. So 1 plus everybody do this and put in the chat what your things add up to, and I'll 1988 19 plus, oops, 8 plus 8. So the way you would do it, and I'm not gonna like, so mine here, so the month September, so 09 plus 02 plus, so 9 plus 2 plus 1 plus 9 plus 8 plus 8. Whatever that number is, unless it's like a 33 or an 11, you just keep reducing it down till you get a single number. And like no number is better than another. They just are what they are. So mine goes to a 1. So that's the more you know, masculine one. You want to, you know, be first place. You're more aggressive and shit like that. So this can be really insightful for you know, doing things like people try to sometimes start businesses on the 28th because they believe that brings them wealth. Um, so in certain businesses and like car brands and stuff, so like Dragon is like a BMW brand. Chevy is a pig brand. So like, you know, if you like, you would do, so basically like Honda is a dog brand, and I so you're more likely to get into accidents and shit if you're not like being harmonious. So like I had a dirt bike, I had Honda dirt bikes when I was a kid, and I got hurt real bad on one of them because it was a Honda one. Is it because I was riding a Honda dirt bike? Absolutely not. But shit like that can actually subtly add up to things. So just kind of an interesting side note for you guys to think about. Let me go look through the chats here. Water Tiger. So Tiger is my really good friend's a Tiger. Tiger is aggressive. They're always fighters. They're always lean. They tend to look the youngest, the longest. Like even when they age, they look, you know, sort of younger. Um, so that's kind of like Tiger. The Ox. So the Ox is good at figuring out like body language, actually. Um, and yeah, they're really good at like understanding body language. So when someone walks into the room, they kind of can like figure them out right away. I think 1964 is a dragon. Yeah, a lot of people like dogs. So people who are dogs, they want attention. They're kind of like a dog. They want a lot of attention. Basically, dogs are people who like kids. They want to have a lot of kids. They like being around kids. Things like that. Yeah, so Steve's a dragon. So we, you know, dragon is considered to have pretty good luck too. A lot in China, they like the dragon a lot. That's why they have the dragon stuff, and they have a lot of mythology about it. They think dragon has wisdom, so that's associated with some wisdom. The snake is a little too. So also too, if you were to look at it, like a snake and a dragon are kind of like very similar. You know what I mean? Like a
Snowboard.
lot of this stuff actually will make sense if you start thinking about it more.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I swear a few years ago I heard something on, I can't remember what media source, but that a lot of Chinese people try to have babies in the year of the dragon,
They
or
do.
a lot of
Yeah.
babies are normally born in the year of dragon, something like that.
Yeah, well, they think dragon lives the longest, is the luckiest. They think it's the most honorable sign. So like we have the most morals and values. Like even if we're a criminal, we're not going to be like a piece of shit criminal, I guess. Like
Okay.
so that's why China likes that, because they want things to be orderly. So they and their culture likes it. So they think dragon is like a wise leader type. So they do kind of favor the dragon one the most, but it's not necessarily better than any of the other ones.
Well, there is something you said
But they
earlier.
do try to do that. They do try to do that in China. They like the dragon quite a bit.
There's something you said earlier that I think that I think I disagree with, and that is when you said that a lot of people try to have C-section births, to have their kids at optimal times.
Well, not many.
I think that's a cheat code. Oh no, I mean what I mean by that is I don't think that applies. Well, I mean, me personally, because that's like a cheat code. I mean, like, no, your baby wasn't born naturally on that day. So, like for example,
Well, no, well they try to plan it out to be born a little bit. In a certain
well, that
way,
I can see.
somewhat.
That I can see. I'm gonna shoot. Hey, tomorrow, baby, I'm shooting up the club. I'm letting you know now. Are you fertile? Are you fertile?
Royal family people do that type of shit.
Oh no, well that makes sense.
It's like all they do. It's all their bloodline stuff. So it is kind of cheating. That's why I'm telling you, like, you can't have it, 2 weeks before. Like, I don't know how close you can cut it and stuff, but they do try to do that stuff a little bit. Yeah. They really do.
So I'm a true natural metal pig.
Me too. Yeah,
trust me, there was no planning. There was no planning about my mom conceiving when she got knocked up with me.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Well, that's most people. Like that's most people. Like like not many people are doing this, but I'm saying like those people like royal bloodline family, like Rothschilds and shit like that. That's like what they're all about. They love shit like that, so they would definitely try to
you're pregnant. Are you sure? Is it mine?
Yeah. So I'm not like suggesting anyone do that or anything, and like I don't even know if it really does mean shit. But
no, but something. I never thought about this until you brought it up, and I looked up. What does it mean being born? June 22nd, 1971, and I posted in the chat what it said. And as I'm reading through this, I have to say, this sounds a lot like me to a T. And I don't know if it's just, some people say, one of the things I think I've heard in regards to horoscopes is that it applies to everyone.
It's basically almost a way of thinking about it is like numbers and dates kind of hold like an imprinted archetype. So like this makes you idea of living more in a matrix in a sense, because it makes it make sense. So like you kind of have to start looking at this more, but then you start looking at people's birthdays and what it adds up to and shit. You're
this starts making sense. Honestly.
So the way I would say it is start with these signs here, these animal ones. It does seem weird, but I'm telling you, rats are kind of like small hat insurance fucks. I hate rats; just suck. And rat is like a landlord, a piece of shit landlord, that type. They just are. They just are.
Well, I look at this and like I said, metal, loyal, reliable.
People use this as for investing and shit sometimes. Not they don't fully base everything on this, but there's a lot you can actually do with stuff like this. So like it's just good to have it as a peace of mind.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It really is.
No, I'm gonna start paying attention to this, because at the end of the day, you said it before, this civilization was old when we were new, and they've been around for
exactly
centuries
5,000
longer.
years or so. Yeah, they
Centuries
like
before.
even yeah, exactly. These they've had 5,000 years of cataloging stuff and figuring out patterns and
Exactly.
stuff.
And that's something that they're known for, their record keeping.
Yeah.
And so, and because when you think about it, a lot of what I talk about when I have the privilege of being on someone's panel is talking about my observable reality, things that I have seen, learned, and done over decades, and sharing that. And it's just observable patterns. And so when you think about it, they've had thousands of years to observe people, patterns, and I think there's a lot of truth to this. So this is very interesting. Thank you. Hopefully you clip this and post it.
Yeah, no, we can actually just make the show kind of on all this stuff. So Brent is, let me calculate Brent's here.
And while you're calculating that, what made you interested in this? Like what brought this on?
Well, I liked Chinese medicine. I liked Chinese medicine. I liked herbal medicine and some of their systems and ways of doing stuff, like their idea of ounce of prevention is worth a pound of the cure.
Mm-hmm.
So I started learning about different herbs and stuff. So when you start learning about herbs, you start to see how effed up our system is. And then you start to see India has some decent stuff too, but they kind of shit in the street, so I don't like to listen to them as much. But they do know a little bit for the herbal medicine. But the Chinese way of doing things is got me interested in this. So like that got me interested in it, and the numerology. I kind of forget how I got into that. I just was interested in stuff like this, and I started. So you can go crazy with it if you want. You could try to live in a certain house, stay in a certain room, like even your phone number. So like if you have a lot of 8s in your number. So let me calculate Brent's here. So Brent, you're definitely
8
a
is a
dragon.
lucky number.
Yeah. So 8, but for example, if your house is but there's also other stuff too. Like my house actually is number 304, believe it or not. But 304 adds to 7 when you reduce it down. House number 7s are usually a very kind of like meditative house, kind of a quiet house where you're kind of alone a lot. They're usually near like a body of water. So Brent, let me add Brent's up because I'm all like fucked up here. So 3 plus 3 plus 1 plus 9 plus 8 plus 8 equals 32. So 3 and 2 is 5. So Brent's a hoe. Brent's a traveling hoe. Or you should be, yeah. But you're a dragon. Brent's a dragon hoe. Yeah.
With all due respect.
Yeah. Well, they're not a hoe. They're more likely to, because also if they travel more. So Brent would enjoy traveling. That would be a good thing for him.
And can you do me a favor? Can you calculate? And how did you get to Can you do this with my numbers? Like what?
Yeah,
what do my numbers mean?
I was talking about a lot. So yours are what day? What's your birthday again?
June 22nd, 1971.
Oh, so 6 plus 21 plus 1.
No, it's June 22nd, 1971.
Oh, it's 22nd, yeah. So 6 plus 22 plus 1 plus 9 plus 7 plus 1 equals 46. 4 and a 6 is a 1. So you're a 1 like me.
Mm-hmm.
So the number. So it also is this. So the when you reduce the numbers, that means more than the day you're born. It means a little bit more. So you're number 1. So you're more like kind of masculine like me, more of a aggressive, more of a leadership type, stubborn, Like so people born on, people who are number one, we're very stubborn. We have to learn the hard way. That's just kind of what we're like. We also maybe like to work alone too. But we're kind of like a stubborn hard ass a little bit. But more manly. So it doesn't mean you're like a jacked huge man, but you're just more like masculine aggressive. We also like to argue. We're good at debating and arguing. If we have to debate a point, because like number one is A. A is argue, attorney, things like that. Aggressive, like so A is we're very good at you know those type of or we're not necessarily good at. We could be good at. We have those tendencies. Like it doesn't mean we do that as our job per se. So here, let me do someone else's here. So Dante is he was, so I don't know necessarily about all the water and fire and stuff. Like I know a little bit about it. So like, but water represents emotion. Water also like represents money a little bit too. So Dante probably has some decent money. Again, these things, it's not like you're born in these days and you win a lottery or something like that. You just tend to have these tendencies a little more. Mathman put, I was listening in my car on the way to my office, and from your description, I figured horse, yep, me. Yeah. So Mathman, you got to double down, triple down. You're going to be killing it. Your business will be doing well this year up until like January, February. Just go extra hard. Like this year, 2026 reduces to a 1. So this is a year to be aggressive. This is a year to take some chances. This is a year to like look at the world events. What's going on in the Strait of Hormuz? Why are there's extra wars and shit? Because people are being aggressive. They're being territorial. That's kind of like the deal here. That's like what will happen. So it doesn't mean like war, but like what's happened in the Strait of Hormuz? We're trying to be aggressive with it. No one's agreeing on a deal. Like we just thought we made a deal with Iran, and now we're each saying fuck that and changing our mind. What we're doing, we're being stubborn. So number one is also you're aggressive, you're argumentative, things like that. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't mean like they're just more likely to be a hoe. And if you're traveling, you're more likely to hook up with other people and stuff. Yeah. Yeah. So Mathman, put your birthday in, the other birthday numbers, and we'll see if we can get a little more insight about it. But yeah, horse is people who don't necessarily care about materialism. They care more about wealth, virtue, values, work, perhaps mastery, maybe in a way. So Mathman, I have a feeling might be his sit is going to add to a 7. I have a little bit of a feeling because people who are on the 7th or their stuff adds to the 7, they're very smart. Okay, he's a 1. He just calculated. Yeah. So a lot of us in here tend to are 1s, it seems like. And again, these numbers are not, don't like get upset if you're not the number that you want to be and stuff. So number 1, 2, number 1 usually has like either kind of a shitty father or a very critical father growing up. Dante's also a 1 too. Yeah. So number 1s usually have a harder life in like the beginning of their life is another common trait. And that helps like form them and shape them. Number 1 is more of kind of like a warrior number. So you have maybe a more difficult life. Not necessarily more haters, but 1s kind of have to go against the grain. So 1 is also the beginning. So you're starting out, even though it returns again. Number 1, you're like starting out, first gear. Like first gear is usually like the hardest gear to get through. It's the shortest gear in the car and whatnot, like some of these things I'm just, you know, this isn't all from Chinese astrology. Just, you know, when you think about it, it's what makes sense. Let's see. Someone else said, if anyone else said it, water tiger. So yeah, that's a little bit about that. So different countries have different things. So America is founded in what? 1776. 1776 is a monkey year. So America is the monkey. The monkey is people who are monkeys are, they're really good investors and they're really good at taking things apart, but they're kind of they get a little crazy, as monkeys do. They get a little crazy and wild. So, like, one reason we're obsessed with football is like the sport of American football was founded in a monkey year, and we love football here. Other places don't give a shit about it. So, a monkey is, they get a little crazy, like a little wild, but you know, they're not, you know, it's not necessarily bad per se, but monkeys are like good investors. They're kind of like good with mechanical, like taking things apart and dissecting things. So that's some of the traits of the monkey. So different countries are different things, and so right now Trump is a dog. So you have like a dog, so who's a leader and stuff influences things too. So Trump's a dog. Um, so the dog is, you know, kind of likes kids, so maybe he was a diddler, I don't know. Um, but yeah, so different leaders, different states, different things, even your town and shit can all subtly have a impact. Even your license plate number. So your license plate number, you can add that up. You can add your phone number up. Also, just like if you have a lot of 4s in your license plate, you might be more likely to get pulled over. Why? Because 4 is like that authority number. So certain numbers, like I've heard that number 3 and number 4 don't really like each other. So number 3 is the party one. It's also kind of communication too. So number 3 is more of the party, kind of act like a kid type shit like that. Number 4 is don't do that. Number 4 is you go to work. So number 4 is like, so if your life added up to number 4, like my friend does, like he has to work all the time. Like you don't get handed anything easily in life. You just have to work wicked hard. But if you work your tits off, you're gonna do well. You're gonna have a ton of money. You just have to work consistent and hard. So says fun, yes. So F is associate FU, like even those are numbers. Like I don't know exactly which ones those are, but the numbers, I mean the letters are numbers too. Like they're a representation. So you know, like 1 is A, 2 is B. So you could reduce it down to that as well. Yeah. Yeah. So so like there is a lot of this stuff has kind of luck. So for example, another thing I could maybe say is, let me think of what else here. So this is a powerful tool to have in your pocket, both of these together. So Western astrology is kind of the chick's astrology. That's like I'm a Virgo and I'm this. I know like a little bit about that, but it's much more complex. This way is much easier. Like I pretty much just gave you the tools that you can do it on your own. So, you know, even like building numbers mean things. They can mean things. You know, because it has an imprint. When a business is founded on a certain day, like let me see when a business was founded. So, like, for example, if someone wanted to, like, and I didn't do this, I should have done it. Like, someone who wants, so for example, today, like, I did another promotion for my YouTube channel. Why? It's the 22nd. 22nd build. You want to build on the 22nd. And I think so 6 plus 22 is 28, plus 2 is 30, plus 2 is 34, plus 6 is 40. So without being a 4. Yeah, all these things are, again, this is a little bit esoteric. It's not just straight up math, but you know, it's like these animal archetypes do really hold some value. So in this one here, so usually where it's the rabbit, sometimes they call it the cat. Rabbit is a little bit of like a self-centered 304 as well. I mean, look at the Playboy bunny. Some of these they use a cat, so this sometimes is considered Vietnamese astrology. So like I dated a girl who was like this, just a completely selfish 304. So that's one of the traits of that. Rooster is one that's very loyal, but what do roosters do? Fight. Roosters like to fight. So when it's 2029, that might be a year of more just fighting because it's in the air. Goat is like goats tend to be very like good looking people. So that's like the pretty boy, the pretty girl archetype where they just kind of skate by on their looks. So that's like a little rundown of it. So again, if you start looking at it more, you will start to see some of that. And some people also too, like here we'll go down this whole rabbit hole. So I'm going to show you people who are born in the year of the rat because I've done this before. So I will say this: with the rat, the black people are fucking awesome, but the white people suck, and I'm going to show you why. And that's just the thing I've made from my own observation. So we're going to go down this rabbit hole of this. Why isn't it letting me? Hang on a second, because this will actually be funny too. Oops, sorry. Share screen. Famous people, and this is a way you can learn about it too. Okay, famous people born in the year of the rat.
Snowboard, are you sharing? I think something just happened. Something crazy just happened on the stream. Are you still sharing your screen? Because right now it's just
now,
you. Okay, now you're sharing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I was, but it messed up. Queen Elizabeth, a rat, garbage. George Washington set up the whole system. He's not necessarily an evil. They're not necessarily evil, but people who are rats have to set up a system to take from you. Like that's what a rat does. What does a rat do? It takes your crumbs. It takes crumbs off the floor and shit. It's not a country mouse, a rat. Like a city rat. Rats, spread bubonic plague and stuff. Rats suck, in my opinion. Richard Nixon, Prince Charles. See, and I'm gonna show you. Sometimes they look like a rat. Al Gore. But I'm gonna see the black people who are rats tend to do real. Prince Harry's a rat. LeBron James, Mark Zuckerberg. That's what I'm saying. These are rat fucks. See Wayne Gretzky. See this here? How his? I want you to just be open minded. See how his face looks like a rat and has a little gap between the teeth almost. See this? You see what I'm talking about a little bit? Kind of like a rat nose. You will start to notice that more. And sometimes it's just actually just funny. Again, this doesn't mean everything. We're dealing in subtleties here. Subtle energy. Because I know some of the black people, like Wayne Brady, is pretty cool. The black people who are rats are kind of cool. Again, these are not necessarily good or bad. I just like talking shit about rats. But Bono is a piece of shit. What does he do? Sets up charities and steals from people in Africa and shit. That's what Bono does. I'm not kidding you. Bono goes to Africa. Pope Francis. We know Pope Francis is a fucking probably eats kids. He's a demon. But I know there's a couple. I want to show like the ones who are black are pretty cool because Clarence Thomas is one of them. Yeah, Shaquille O'Neal. I like Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal is always selling. Shaquille O'Neal sells. I like that. Tim Cook, Apple guy, rat. See how it kind of has like a little rat face? Tim Cook doesn't give a fuck about you. Tim Cook will sell all of your data. You know, he's gay. He doesn't give a shit. People who are the rat are like the Matrix favors the rat people the most is another way to put it. See, but the black people, they're cool. Clarence Thomas, Daddy Clarence is awesome. Notorious B.I.G., he is cool. I don't know who Eric Dickerson is. Mark Burnett, the Survivor guy. I've heard this guy's a huge piece of shit sociopath. Mark Burnett. That makes really good sense. George Foreman, another great guy who's awesome. George Foreman is good. George H.W. Bush, complete demon. George H.W. Bush is one of the biggest demons of this entire country in the whole Bush dynasty. So that kind of gives a little bit of you know, the flavor here. This John Kim Un's dad obviously manipulates an entire system of people. J.D. Vance manipulates an entire system of people. They're manipulators. Rats always are a manipulator. That's what they have to do. So that gives a couple of examples. Like this Joe Carter guy is probably awesome. John Bolton, another piece of garbage, manipulator. So, Sean Penn, another, you know, kind of manipulator guy who goes to all these isn't he the guy who went to Hurricane Katrina or something? Was driving around in the boats. I think that was him. So, Milton Freeman, we know he's a small hat. He's of the small hat and likes, you know, manipulating money and all that. They're not necessarily all evil. John McCain. So, I think, you know, James Comey, another lying rat, head of the FBI type guy. So, rat is a kind of an easy one to point out, in my opinion, because they're just, you know, that's kind of what they are. This Chris Pappas guy in my area is probably another gay rat. This guy is gay for sure. He's like trying to run to Congress in the area that I live in. But he's probably a rat too. Just by why? Just because of his nature of what he's trying to do. He's trying to manipulate you. That's what rats do. They steal from the food that you've already produced. They want you to pay them rent. They want you to do shit like that. Let me read some of the I don't know what Bill Gates is. You'd think he would be a rat. I really thought that too. James Baldwin has one of my favorite quotes. The most dangerous creation of any society is a man who has nothing to lose. We can see what Bill Gates is. So we can go to and maybe.
Guys, I think Snowboard is having trouble with his system.
My bad. No,
Can you
I'm
put
bad.
a one? Okay.
Yeah, I'm back.
There you go.
I'm back. So we'll go to. Does anyone want to see a different sign, or does anyone have Brian's in his Raptor jumping over oh, Brain. God damn it. I'm dyslexic, so I messed this up. He's jumping over railroad tracks and shit like that. No, I didn't go through the back door. Snake? Oh yeah, Snake. Yes, we're gonna see Snake. So good. I'm glad you brought this up, 8-Bit Madness. So Snake, what? So Snake is. Snake is kind of sort of shitty too. Snake is so. What happened in so Snake is also sort of a manipulator. It eats rats, but they kind of work together a little bit in the sense. So the snake the snake means hidden knowledge. Even in the Bible and stuff, it means hidden knowledge. Okay. What 2001? We can go through the snake years. 2001 was a snake year. What happened that year? 9/11. People still don't understand half of 9/11. They don't understand it. If you don't understand 9/11, you're cooked. Then what's the next snake year? I believe it was 2008, the financial crisis. So let me go to the snake because I remember I've done this before, just not on a show. Snake years. Snake years in Chinese. This is actually pretty powerful stuff, guys, that you can apply. You kind of have to apply it on your own. Snake year. So 2025. Oh, it was 2013. My bad. But 2001 was 9/11, and one of these was some like World Trade like some other New World Order stuff happened in one of these here. But we'll go to Snake People if someone wanted to see that. Famous people born in the year of the snake. Mao Zedong, President Daddy Z, Buzz Aldrin. Perfect. Buzz Aldrin didn't go to the fucking moon and is lying his tits off to you. Okay? That's a snake type. That's what I'm talking about here. That's a snake type thing. Hidden knowledge. Muhammad Gandhi. Muhammad Gandhi was not who you think he is. He's a fucking snake. No, I'm not just saying that because he's a snake. Muhammad Gandhi is if you really actually look into him, he's much shadier. Same with Mother Teresa. Yeah, exactly. But Mother Teresa was the same thing, actually. She actually took a lot from those charities and stuff. Muhammad Gandhi was very similar to that too. You have to look into that on your own. I don't have a bunch of examples off the top of my head, but that's kind of snake shit. Louis Vuitton. So Louis Vuitton, what does he do? He sells bags that are just normal bags to chicks who want it for like $18,000 and shit. John F. Kennedy was a snake. He's a snake that knew too much and tried to do the right thing, and they killed him. Oprah Winfrey, billionaire, saying how she doesn't have enough, buys half of freaking Hawaii. Oprah Winfrey is basically kind of a demon. She just wrapped up in a nice package.
Oh yeah.
Oprah Winfrey is not who you think she. See how it's a snake? The hidden knowledge. There's like what do we call people? Oh, they're snake. You know what I mean? They're slimy, slithery snake. That's kind of what they're like, but they're usually pretty knowledgeable. So there, a lot of them are knowledgeable of occult things. So a lot of people believe that Oprah Winfrey actually has a lot of occult knowledge. I think Taylor Swift is one of them too. William Taft was one of our presidents, I believe. Vladimir Zelensky, perfect. Yeah, he's a fucking snake, small hat, fuck. Garbage. He's not a real Ukrainian leader. Everyone hates Zelensky. Everyone hates this guy. He's a perfect example of a snake. Perfect example. Zelensky played the president on a TV show and is a comedian and then became the president because people think he's good looking. He's a perfect idea of a snake. Perfect. Perfect. Dr. Dre, probably a diddler with Diddy and stuff like that. Billie Eilish, demon. Billie Eilish probably knows. Billie Eilish is probably only popular because she's like, you know, let's be honest, guys. Billie Eilish isn't that talented. She did some weird occult shit. Just look at her. Just take a look at her, and you tell me, is she one of the greatest artists? She's an occult She's an occult person. That's part of the snake. They're like occult stuff. And look, born on what? December 18th, the demon number. 9. Okay, 2001.
So, Snowboard, are you saying that she was wrong when she declared that, no one is illegal on stolen land, even though her multi-million-dollar estate
it's exactly a snake celebrity grimy thing, slithery serpent thing to do. Yeah, she did it, for the optics of it.
Dante says cult-like eyes. I say dad. Ugh.
Yeah.
AOC? Don't even get me started.
Wait, AOC's in this?
Yes, she is. AOC.
Bernie Sanders, another guy who's a lying snake. I actually would have thought he was a rat. But snake and rat, okay, right there. Snake and rat, in my opinion, are sort of similar.
No wonder they get along so well. No wonder they're like pigs in a blanket.
Yeah, exactly. They are, though. John Oliver was a good comedian, then sold out. Martha Stewart, what did she get busted for? Insider trading. She's telling you she's baking cookies and shit. She's doing insider trading. Some of these are people from the past. It doesn't mean they're all necessarily evil. Let's see who else. So when it's a snake, they don't really have, that look as much. But so people who are the rat, they do have the gap between their teeth. Let's see. Just kind of going through and looking at these. I don't recognize a ton of these people. So, I think Taylor Swift is the snake, though. I don't know why she's not on this. This might not be, but I'm pretty sure that she is. It's kind of lagging. This guy's probably a snake, too. This guy. So this Sununu family is like, they're kind of like a low-level Kennedys of New Hampshire, kind of. Yeah, I don't know who a bunch of these people are. So, yeah, this guy's probably a fake astronaut bullshit too, probably. Let me check the chat again. Oh, the Macron. Yeah, yeah. Well, we don't even know what gender they are. Yeah, but AOC and Bernie Sanders. You see what I'm talking about? How they lie to you and tell you what you want to hear, things like that. Taylor Swift is a snake. Yeah, yeah. And again, that's why she's tricking people. They're like, "Oh, she's so talented and stuff." No, she's doing like some weird occult shit. Like a lot of what you see on these stage guys from these dance moves and shit, they're like occult rituals and shit that we just don't understand it. Like, that's part of the trick. That's why, that's part of it. Why is Taylor Swift like the most popular artist ever? Guys, she's mediocre at best. Do you know any of her songs? No. Who do you think's more a better artist? Taylor Swift or like the bitch from Fleetwood Mac? There's no contest about who's actually talented. Taylor Swift is just like, just someone who is there. And just basic white women love it.
Landslide is still one of my favorite
Yeah.
songs in the world.
Yeah.
Stevie Nicks.
Yeah. We'll do people born in the horse. We'll just go. I know Kobe Bryant is definitely one of them. Perfect. Nelson Mandela. What did Nelson Mandela do? Stayed in jail for a long time. Why? Because he did something he believed in. Joe Biden just peddles horse shit. That's what he does. And Joe Biden did actually work for a long time. Is he a puppet sellout? Yes. But he, worked for a long time. Thomas Edison. You know how it took them, like, he really kind of stole part of the light bulb from Tesla. But what did they have to do? They had to try it like 9,000 times to get it right. Ron DeSantis doesn't put up with a bunch of like woke bullshit. So he, you know what I'm saying? He's not about just gaining more material wealth, I guess. Greta Thunberg, I don't know how she's here. Well, I mean, she's here because she is kind of famous, but George Soros, yeah, he works. I'm surprised he's not a rat, to be honest with you, because he seems like one. Him and like Larry Silverstein seem like one, but George Soros, you got to give it to him. He works. He's like 100 years old. He doesn't give a shit. He'll just keep working. Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson doesn't really give a shit about money. He gives a shit about, boxing and his other stuff. He doesn't care about money really. So these people may have money, they don't really care about it as much. Jimi Hendrix didn't care about money. It's not that they don't care about money. They just and they're hard workers too. So they like a horse, a work horse. Like horses need to work, so they can't just like sit around. They get stagnant. So, I think that kind of covered that topic. I'll start bringing that up a little more on the show now that I know about it, but you don't want to get too crazy with it. But now and then, take a look at that. Think about it. Look at numbers a little bit of a different way. Numbers really do mean a lot. This makes numbers mean things in a different way, including letters. So there is yeah, he works all the time and never turns off. And if he doesn't work, he starts to get fucked up a little bit, probably. But there is, so what we've gone to before is the guy has a calculator thing, which we've shown on the show of oops, let me share this tab instead, and I'll show you maybe another way that you can use this. Or let me go to this guy, They Live Truth, which we've shown some of his videos before. So he did do this UFC one on this UFC thing, but there might be a shorter one that is just a little bit more of numerology related. Or no, he can calculate it. So you can get a calculator that calculates the words, like letters to the numbers, because it's kind of hard to do that. So we'll watch this one right here.
With these news stories.
Let me give this guy. So I don't know if you guys know about this, but he exposed like an insurance scam. So this guy is called They Live Truth. He has a good channel. And this guy Kyle Busch died recently, but he died from like exposing some health insurance stuff. So they believe he's murdered. But he will take names and add them up and find what they equal. And a lot of times when it's bad, it will kind of equal 33. So let me just
anomalies. Let's get
go in here
right
and
to
see
it
if he does that.
with this ABC News report, and then I'll continue.
Car legend Kyle Busch, at age 41, listened to the heartbreaking 911.
Oh, also too, a lot of it has to do with before we even get into this. Okay, what happened on 9/11? It got into, so 11 is also kind of the number of like emotion too. So emotional response. So 9/11. What happened on 9/11? What happened? Plane 11. The buildings are the two twin towers. They're like an 11. Okay. Manhattan has 11 letters in it. New York has 9. There's a whole bunch of shit like that you can really start to go crazy. Not crazy with. You can really get deep with it. Okay. Manhattan has 11. So it happened in Manhattan. That's 11 letters. New York is 9. There's other shit like that I can't quite remember all of it right now. But all those things mean things. And they try to it's like a code. It's like a data code in a sense. And occult people look at this, people look at this to start to make predictions and things like that. So 9 plus 2 is also 11. So 911 is so you can say, oh, that doesn't mean anything. It's a coincidence. Sure, that's fine. So, but even just that one thing alone, New York is 9, Manhattan's 11. That's also 9/11. But there is a lot of things they do like that. Again, it was Flight 11, and I forget some of the other stuff about it, but 9/11 has a lot of this numerology around it as well.
One call made the day before he died.
Can I get an ambulance to come to
that call for help from the GM Charlotte Technical Center in North Carolina. The Associated Press reporting Busch had been training in a racing simulator.
Training in a racing simulator. Interesting. The concept of a simulator is part of this news story.
When he became unresponsive.
Tell me exactly what's happened.
I've got an individual that's shortness of breath, very hot, thinks he's going to pass out.
And the person calling the 911 seems relatively calm, not in a frantic rush. Let's continue.
And this guy is producing a little bit of blood, coughing up some blood.
At the time of the call, it sounded like Busch.
Also, too, see this monster, it's not really the greatest pick, but if you were to flip this monster thing, it's like 666 monster 666 demon. Like you can really get crazy with things like that.
Was conscious.
Is he awake?
He is awake. He's awake. He's on the bathroom floor right now.
The dispatcher saying help was on the way.
We will let EMS know, okay? We got him coming out there.
And then they continue to the screenshot of Kyle Busch's wife, Samantha.
See, what is this? Remember how I've told you this before? The 666. This is what it. See the 0666. That's why I point this out sometimes when the other political people are doing it. Like, what the fuck is she doing this for right now?
And just take a look at the 666 hand sign. Of course, in society, this means things are a-okay. But on the occultic side, with the Masons, it's the 666 hand sign, just as you see here with Kyle Busch himself, again, doing the 666 hand sign, number 3. And I just don't show the occultic side in the numbers when it comes to these news stories. I show evidence. Take a look here.
Get him to
at
show
Samantha.
I don't want to like steal this guy's video, but he like here will be another thing where they use the symbolism of the 33. I'm trying to find the calculator that he uses.
3, and digging a little bit deeper, going further than just the obvious 33.
And it's 11. They put it near the 11.
As the retired Kyle Busch's number 8. And let's take a look here, a little bit of a close-up of the car itself. The obvious 33, but you got to look further and deeper. And take a look here at Rebel, one of the sponsors. So you have your 33. This
isn't a good representation of what I'm trying to show you here. He has a like a calculator thing that he uses sometimes that will that's a different way of calculating than even I'm doing, which is pretty powerful. And this guy is really good at it. Which I'm not really able to find it right now. But so basically he has a calculator, and it's just a computer program. We can probably even use it on here sometimes. That, you know how I'm saying like A equals 1 and so on and so forth. He has a calculator that will calculate that stuff. So if you add a name, so when people change their name, they often do it so it will add to 33. So a lot of these people who are celebrity, they like change their name to add to something. So even so you can also have lucky numbers too. So like that's why I'm born in 88, but I have SnowboardJoe98 because 98 there's different ways you can calculate it. So 98 was supposed to be a lucky number for me. That's why I put it in there. Different, so like there's a lot of different ways you can play with this. And you know, I will kind of leave it at that. So let's get back. That was a good little tangent. I'll definitely be covering stuff like that more going forward. But sometimes when they show you numbers and things, that means things like certain things are literally like code. So we'll play this car crash one now. That was like, how long was that? That was like a 1.5 hour long tangent.
How does one that?
But take that away. Take it with a grain of salt, guys. But it only means something if it means something to you and you find those patterns. You have to go find the patterns. Don't just take my word for it. You're gonna start to see shit like that, examples of it in your own life. Like especially the rat one, look for the gap between the teeth, and you're going to see that they kind of like are manipulative, and it's just, you know, just like what they are.
Brakes malfunction, that's what you're saying. Brakes malfunction? You need like a... Dude, I mean, they were pinned. All right, do you have an ID in the car or somewhere in the room?
I'm Brian Werner.
Where is she?
Brian 079 58 95 20.
Is that her? Yeah, that's the driver in the red shirt. Yo, what's your problem, dude? We're trying to help you out, all right? Don't be mean to us.
Okay, man. I'm just telling you.
I know, just don't...
that car and get this thing out of
all right,
the way.
we're not going to do that instantly, dude. Relax.
Okay,
yeah, Jesus.
Hey, looks like she really went through the fourth wall.
She belongs to the streets.
Jesus Christ, pal. Did you see what happened or no?
He's usually always sitting out front.
Did I hear about the female cop in Canada who shot an innocent who was running from the shooter? No, I didn't. Maybe I'll look into it after this. This isn't a very long police video, so I'm basically gonna have this up and look for the next thing at the while it's playing.
Okay. Thankfully, he wasn't this time, right?
He must have been in between because he was just sitting there. Anyway, she pulls in. She's gonna park, I guess. She must have hit the gas. Because I see her jump the fucking curb and she goes right through his damn wall. So I ripped the fucking wall out.
You said when you went over there, he was underneath the car?
Yeah, he was trapped. He was behind the AC and shit. So I ripped all this shit out.
Okay.
Ripped the window out and I got to him and helped his leg out.
We respect your time, so we remove the small talk. Subscribe to Crime Scrutiny for fast, no-nonsense body cam.
I was trying to stop, but hey, I was parking, the brake didn't work.
Didn't work?
Yeah, it wasn't off. Can you, please?
I don't like son.
But I like to see your face.
Okay. She said that she was reversing, and then while she was reversing, the car wouldn't stop and it went forward.
So she did exactly what I thought she did. She probably thought she dropped it in an R and it went in a D.
Yeah.
So it's a column shifter? Or
it's a column shifter, but it's like you slap it back or forward.
I guarantee you, that's the only way that explains that.
Can you? I'm sorry.
She wants us to take off.
What an idiot. You have to really floor the goddamn gas to, drive through that. It's not like she had a manual and dropped the clutch or something like that. She like, I don't know what the fuck she did. She's completely unbothered too.
The glasses, but I'm not taking off the glasses because of the sun.
They're my prescription glasses. I can't see with them on.
She can understand.
These are my prescriptions. I can't. That's why I can't see without them.
That's okay.
Okay. So
can we don't do that, please?
Okay.
I gotta be at the hospital and.
Okay.
I'm a nurse.
Yeah, but you just.
Oh, she's a nurse, guys. It's okay. This all goes away because she's a nurse. They pull out that card every time, and she's. Can you not shine that in my face? Wow.
Sent your vehicle.
Oh no.
Don't what?
I was tapping and the brakes couldn't work.
When was your last drink?
Oh.
You're stopping. So how did you pick up enough speed to slam into that in this small parking lot?
Oh, en la mañana.
Listen, you drove your vehicle into a building. Me and you can both smell alcoholic.
Yeah.
And you're also supposed to be working an hour and a half.
I don't know how to say it in Spanish. I don't know how to explain it in Spanish, so I'm going to explain it in English, okay? We're no longer doing a crash investigation, okay? I'm switching hats, which basically means is I'm going from a civil investigation to now
a criminal investigation.
Yeah.
¿Tú no quieres hacerlo?
No.
Just let me check her eyes so I can figure that out.
No.
¿Tú puedes dar a él a chequear tus ojos?
No.
¿Tú sabes?
We're trying to meet you halfway.
No, amor. Papi.
Okay.
I will get the house.
No love, no popping.
You just crashed into a hotel with somebody in there. I want you to understand something. If you do not submit to these tasks, based off of my investigation, I'm going to have to make a determination whether or not.
Yes.
So would you submit to the field sobriety test? This is your final chance.
No.
Okay.
Abogado.
It's all right.
Abogado.
I'm now requesting you submit to a lawful test of your breath for the purpose of determining your alcohol content. Will you take the test? Okay.
Papi, I'm having Nikki.
She didn't seem bothered at all. You think it should be kind of like, distraught from driving a car through a building? You know what I mean? She didn't even give a damn. She didn't give one damn about the guy. Hey, you're a nurse. Help him. Help the guy you just ran over the goddamn car with. She's like inconvenient. She's like, I got to be to work soon.
And I never thought it would be possible, but she's literally the first Latina that didn't sound sexy saying Poppy.
Yeah, no, she didn't. Yeah. She sounds like inconvenienced.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So gentlemen, if you're married to someone like this and she says Poppy like that, run. It means she's bothered by you. I think you're muted, Snowboard. The video is not playing.
Everybody knows. Can we go somewhere else? Please? No?
Nope, it's too late now.
Please,
We
I'm
can't.
begging you. I'm begging you.
We can't.
Oh, now she might say Poppy a little better when she's begging.
Oh, is this her hospital that she works at?
Yeah, yep.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Yep.
See, you should have played. You should have played nice earlier.
Yeah.
I agree. Just take me to Dale.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Looks like she really had a crash out.
Oh man.
She belongs to the streets.
Gloria, ¿qué pasa?
Oh my God.
She's more embarrassed about the hospital than anything she just did. Or like she didn't care about that guy at all.
They're gonna have a breathalyzer thing for them. Is different. It doesn't come to us. It's only because they can't release somebody that's still drunk. The DUI ticket is gonna have writing somewhat like this, but it's gonna act as your license. Okay, so you need to have it on you at all times until you go to your court date.
I have a DUI.
Yeah.
Okay.
According to court records, Lady was arrested on a charge of driving under the influence, causing damage to property or person of another. Bond was set at $1,000. The case was later resolved through a no-contest plea. The court adjudicated her guilty of the charge. However, sentencing details are not confirmed in the available documents.
$1,000 bond is not much, so she just had to. She only had to spend $100 to like get out. You only have to spend like about 10%.
That is insane.
Yeah, that was bad. So this is, I think, what Brent was talking about. Montreal residents on lockdown after one officer, one civilian killed the grocery store. Let me just speed this up. Fair use. CBS, you Canadian fucks. Or CTV, whatever.
Breaking news from the province of Quebec. Take a look. The Jacques Cartier Bridge there in Montreal. Here's what we're hearing. One police officer has been killed. One civilian injured. One.
Oh, I know that bridge.
It's in Montreal. You know this bridge?
Yeah, I used to live there. I lived there for a few months. Back in the early 2000s, I lived in Canada for 6 months.
Yeah.
I spent like 4 months in Chicoutimi, which is like 2 hours outside Quebec. And I spent a few months in Montreal because I started dating a single mother out there. And I almost stayed.
Yeah.
But that's another story.
Yeah. We definitely didn't confuse it with the Baltimore Bridge because that still ain't fixed. This thing is slow, yeah. So Baltimore Bridge might be another thing we do an episode on because I kind of think there was some foul play with it. But that'll be another time.
Incident that happened. It began a little bit before noon hour local time, so just over 2 hours ago in a residential neighborhood of Montreal known as Côte des Neiges. Police got word that there was a suspect on the loose, armed and dangerous in the area. The police department dispatched a number of officers there. They closed down a major highway near the neighborhood. Here's some new video that we're getting to show you a little bit of what happened here in the area. You can see there's a shopping mall nearby and a grocery store there. One police officer with his weapon drawn. There was an incident as police went in to try and neutralize the armed suspect. One police officer was killed. Another was shot and injured. We're hearing that the suspect was also killed, and that a civilian was caught in the crossfire, was also killed. There could have been other people who were injured as well. We don't know the full extent of what happened. Again, this beginning about 2.5 hours ago in the Côte des Neiges area of Montreal. I'm very familiar with that area. I was a reporter for many years. That is a residential area with people from all over the world coming to Canada. They live in a big neighborhood as well. A lot of different languages spoken in that part of Montreal. And this is what we heard, that about around 11:30, 11:45, that reports started to come in that someone was armed and dangerous in the neighborhood. Police immediately sent out a message over the phone to a lot of people in that area saying, you've got to stay inside your home, keep your doors locked. You can see the police here in this new video.
How far did I live from there? I'm trying to think how far I live from there.
This just might be an updated building. This building looks kind of updated.
Because I know that because that's
look at it.
Because it means like oh man, something snow slopes, because they named slopes of snow, something like that. Côte des Neiges, like slopes of snow or something like that. Oh my goodness, this is so forgive me, I haven't spoken French in 2 decades. Oh man, I really need to get my I really want to get my French fluency back up.
Yeah.
Oh man, cool. Yes, Slopes of Snow, something like that.
Yeah. I think it was Slopes of Single Mother.
But police immediately sent out a message over the phone to a lot of people in that area saying, you've got to stay inside your home, keep your doors locked. You can see the police here in this new video. We're entering into the grocery store there in the Côte-des-Neiges area. People were told to remain in shelter in place, lock down, stay inside their homes. A massive police operation here as lots of police were deployed to this part of the city. We're also hearing that the provincial police, the Sûreté du Québec, were also involved in this operation. You can see the K9 unit there being deployed, the SQ deployed to the area, the provincial police, because, as I mentioned, a major highway, expressway, that is under their purview. They were there aiding Montreal police. We don't have a lot of other information about what exactly happened. All we know, calls came in. Somebody was in the neighborhood with a weapon, considered to be armed and dangerous. People told to stay inside their homes, lock their doors, stay away from the windows. Big police operation by the city of Montreal's police department. 1 officer has been killed. 1 civilian was killed as well, we believe, in the crossfire, and the suspect has also been killed. We will bring you more information, but of course, this story, you got to remember what happened in Ontario recently. A Toronto police officer was killed in the line of duty. So was an Ontario provincial police officer as well. And we're following the story out of Saskatchewan, where 2 RCMP officers were injured in an overnight incident. We'll keep our eye on what's going on in Montreal, showing you this video. We'll bring you more details as they come into our newsroom right here on CTV News Channel.
Oops.
French guy named
Jacques
Strapp. This is weird because when I lived out there, I don't think that they didn't have the same, at least the citizenry didn't have the same access to guns, and so on the weekends, the biggest thing was stabbings.
Really? Wow. Wow. That's crazy.
That as far as how easy it is for us to get guns here, I don't think it's the same in Canada. At least that's not what it was when I lived out there.
Yeah, no, it's hard. It's hard to get weapons. I think it's really hard to get guns. I think you can only use it for like a hunting purpose. Why is there still a suspect? Yeah, they always do that shit, Lenny. It's stupid. I think it's to try to like sell the news more. And what they love to do, it's like, oh, this is an ongoing investigation, so go fuck yourself. We're not going to tell you anything. Like that's one of the things they love to do. That's just like a regular day in Chicago. I don't know why, but for Canada, that's like a huge deal, a really big deal. Let me go to another police body cam video. Oh, Jesus. You just sound... Listen to this demon right away. Listen to this.
My granddad is a police officer. Y'all are scary as
On June 30th, 2025, an officer pulled over a vehicle for having a window tint that was too dark.
Keep the door closed.
Oh, I think we've seen this one before.
I'm sorry.
When did your windows roll down?
I just got them tinted today, this morning.
Yeah, we've seen this one. I don't want to repeat it.
Hello.
I'm the one that called you.
Okay.
I'm just trying to stop her from driving.
Okay.
Yeah, and Lenny, they do that so they can milk the news story more. And they also do it they do it so they can still keep the narrative open-ended. So they're not going to tell you, hey, it's a done deal, this is what happened. They're going to keep it open-ended so they can have the opportunity to play with the narrative, and they all need to get the same story straight. This happens a lot of times when they did this. When I covered this truck crash thing in the synagogue, in fact, I might even go look at that up again. I was trying to point it out in live time that they were doing that. That's part of their playbook. They have to wait till the quote official story comes out. Like, look at 9/11. They're like, oh, well, you know, we didn't know what happened until like 2 days later. They're like, oh, well, all the passports just fell out of the plane somehow and landed right on the ground. And they didn't get burned by the jet fuel, but all those passports came on the ground. So they have to do shit like that. You know, I'm not saying this was a staged event. What I am saying is they want to clean up the story. They want to get like the official statement. So that's why they do that, and they won't show the cameras. So like it's basically for the purposes of gatekeeping. Maybe that's a better way of saying it.
So what's going on?
And it's not even necessarily nefarious per se, but if they did want to do something nefarious, you have to keep the cards close to your chest.
She's drunk.
Okay.
She's always drunk.
Okay.
She's up here. She's drunk. She got better part of 2 quarts of wine in her, and she's up here getting more.
Okay.
Ooh.
I followed her up, told her I'll give you a ride back. She
Okay.
won't hear any part of it. And these guys can testify.
She belongs to the streets. He belongs to the streets.
Yeah, I know. That I just
That
met.
has nothing to do with it. Just hang out over there for me.
That I
Okay?
just met a minute
Okay.
ago. Same
No
with this
problem.
guy. He came up to save the
Can you
day.
guys grab your IDs for me?
Yeah.
Perfect. Is that hers?
Yeah, yeah.
This guy probably is a drunk himself, and he tells her, you know, you shouldn't drive.
Can I just have her key?
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
This girl should be thanking this guy. Should not have her lose her license or delete somebody or something like that.
What happened to your hand there?
Nothing.
Okay. All right, and that's her purse?
Yeah.
Awesome. Can I take that, please?
I don't know. She's got an ID in there
No worries.
somewhere.
That's okay. Nope, don't worry about it. I'll go through it. 336 and I'll copy it.
I didn't know.
Hang out over there for me.
What is your problem?
Stop. Sit
What
down.
is your problem, you fucking bastard? Stop. Stop. Why don't you shut up? You don't have a fucking badge on, you cunt.
Go
Okay?
sit in your car.
Wow. Jesus.
You don't have a
Go
badge on.
sit in your car.
She's a cunt. No
I
badge.
don't care. Go sit in.
Whoa, that was the hard C.
Yeah,
She
Granny
said-
dropped the hard C's
Whoa.
right out of there. Wow. What a
Just-
classy lady.
She belongs to the streets.
She belongs to the
Just-
streets too.
Just as I'm pouring a brewski, oh man, that's the last thing I expected to hear. The hard C.
Yeah,
Whoa.
no, she said it. They like barely even edited it. They basically just like left it in there. That was crazy.
Vampire.
Your car.
Don't touch me.
I'm not touching you.
Don't
Go
touch
sit in the
me.
car.
Don't touch
Do
me.
you want to go in
Don't-
handcuffs?
No, I
Then
don't.
sit in your car.
Ma'am, stop right now. Go sit in your car.
Let go, you fucking.
Go sit in your car. You're gonna go to jail. All right, too late.
Well, now you want to go?
All right, too late.
Oh,
Stand up. I will get my car. I'm sorry.
now you're sorry?
Oh, now she's sorry.
You
Yep.
fucking bastard. You piece of shit. I'm going to jail for what? Dad,
Obstruction at this point.
You
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
She's just saying the C word like every.
See, all I have.
Talk about projection here. Jeez.
See, I want to ask her, do you blow your brother with that mouth?
Oh, she's going to jail.
Yep, they're double up. They have the yellow one.
So this Karen is trying to protect the girl who is drunk. I think I don't know if they're friends. I think she's just a Karen that came out of nowhere.
What were they saying?
She
special
probably.
That's
seen-
impossible. But so she inserted herself
I think
into a situation that
I
didn't
think so.
concern her.
I think so.
Yeah, that's a Karen.
I'm not sure if those two came together, and maybe they're each drunk together, or I'm not
Traffic
sure.
600, we had background. What was that?
Really, Dad? For getting groceries and going to jail?
I'm sorry, bro.
You
Go
fucking-
away. Go over there, please. Just go over there. You're making it
Well,
worse.
I'm on scene. We have one in custody.
You've got one. You
Let me grab some
short
gloves.
dick. You got one, you short dick.
Stop.
Maybe someday you get more than one.
I don't know what your problem is.
Stop.
Okay.
Stop.
What's my problem? I've got cuffs on me.
Okay. Well,
I
it sounds
wanna
like
go home.
well,
You know what?
you could have done that if you chose a better plan of action here. You were given several verbal commands by a law enforcement officer, and you chose
Could you
not to
drop
obey
that,
them.
please? And you got a fucking earring in you?
It's an earpiece.
Okay.
Oh,
It's our radio.
All right.
She looks so confused.
Yeah, wow. What just a bitter
I just want to
woman.
go home. Well,
Yeah.
you could have did that.
You could have gone home. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
So, men, what do I always say? Don't turn warnings into misdemeanors, and don't turn misdemeanors into felonies.
Yep. Yeah. I don't know. Don't turn your grocery shopping into a felony. Look at this idiot.
Oh my
Bleeding
goodness.
from. You have any injuries?
Well, it's definitely not from her to JJ.
Yeah, that's about as dry as croissant. Yeah.
She's past that time.
Yeah.
Exactly, 8-bit.
Turn around.
Stop.
No.
Stop.
Okay, we can turn you.
They just gotta be right. They just oh man. Now I snowboard pause.
Either.
Yeah, that's her problem. She has that disease. No ass at all. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
Yeah. Hey, maybe that's why she's acting so asinine.
Oh my goodness.
You really
That-
are ugly.
that is the textbook definition of a flat back. Oh,
He's calling everyone an ugly C. It's like that means that you think that you are because you're the one bringing it up. These are guys here. I don't know. Well, one female cop was there who kind of is ugly. See.
Hey, don't now,
now you're gonna get another fucking charge.
Now you got a felony.
Oh, my.
Now you got a felony.
You're on law enforcement.
Oh, my goodness. Let's see what
So
happens.
what did I just say? What did I just say? She turned a warning into a misdemeanor, and now she just turned a misdemeanor into a felony.
And hopefully
I'm
she turns
telling
a felony into a shooting would be.
So,
but this is where we need caning. Instead of giving her a felony and stuff, just cane her right in the parking lot, and she will shut up and go right about her business. She'll go home, no problem.
She would have learned her lessons decades ago because she has no padding back there.
Yeah.
She would have felt it all.
Yeah. Carlos puts, this is what happens when bitter old single women get too many substitutions for their pickup order. Because she is in like the pickup order lane. Like she even buy her own shit. They got delivered to her car. Look at this. That's a good point. See this pickup thing? She's at one of these. Those are some of the stupidest. Like, that's another thing, too. These women are like, I have a whole bunch of stuff to do today. You go to the grocery store and other people bring your groceries out as you sit in the car with it running for like a half hour. You don't even go buy your own stuff inside the store. That's how lazy we are. Like, I don't know. I guess maybe it saves like some time, but it's just, I don't know. It's pretty crazy. Same thing with drive-throughs. It's like, do we really need a drive-through? Like, how about you just walk 100 feet and go inside the store and get what you need?
I don't know what you're fucking with.
Stop.
Okay.
Stop.
What's my problem? I've got cups on me.
Okay. Well, it sounds like
You didn't have cups on you before.
well,
You know what?
You could have done that if you chose a better plan of action here. You were given several verbal commands by a law enforcement officer, and you chose not.
Move it up here again.
What? Go with the car.
Let go of the
She's
car.
starting to cry now, kind of.
Let Mike go with the car. Go. Cart.
Again, this wasn't even about her, I think.
Yep. I'll go on the other side.
Yeah. Jody, we'll get it. Stop. Jody tried kicking.
She's already kicked me.
Yeah.
I
I got this. Oh yeah.
Lift the legs up and pull.
Okay, ready? Go ahead. Go ahead, pull it.
Get out.
Look at this mess.
You fucking cunts.
All right. You got a hobble? Yep.
Oh,
Watch your face. Yeah,
he's dog collar on her.
Yep. Better than resistance.
Where's she going to jail? Or
Yep.
You have Baker? What did you guys do? That Baker thing?
No, she's going to jail.
Oh, I kept thinking she was the drunk one. Maybe she's not. So maybe she maybe these guys ratted her out.
Can I grab you back one more second? That's gonna have to come. So she's going to jail, obviously, for resisting or obstruction, and then she's gonna go for battery on LEO because she kicked me. And then when she gets out, you'll have to file for an ex parte order for her to go to take your evidence before the judge and apply for it, and then the judge can make her go get treatment.
I gotta wait for her to get out though to start all that.
You don't have to.
How do I do that? Just
You go down to the courthouse.
Just I'll figure it out. From
Yeah, you just file it and everything like that.
Stop.
You.
I don't know if she's double watching.
She's trying.
And she actually would have. She probably would have got into a drunken road rage and killed somebody. Crazy. Lenny writes in, yeah, they mess up your order a lot less when you go in order. Yeah, exactly. And half the time they probably just bitch about it because they didn't order it the right thing. Yeah. I've never done that where I got the groceries like pre-ordered and stuff and brought out to the car. It's like, I don't know, but most of the time I see that it's women who do it, and it's mostly like, and they just sit there and wait on their phone, and their car is idling the whole time. Like, I get so pissed. Some of these people that care about global warming, they just let their cars idle endlessly and like with AC and shit on all the time, and it won't even be hot out.
Just like the cuffs.
Oh, she's trying to. She's trying to.
If it'll hold. Hey, we need to set her up. So she doesn't fix it. We're gonna set her up.
Daughter, I'm sorry.
No. Go that way. No, go.
Bastard, you sucker! Get away from me, you fucking piece of shit! You fucking piece of shit! You look like a fucking piece of shit!
Why are you so angry?
Why did you?
Why are you so angry?
Why is your nose so
Seriously,
fucking
I've
big?
never met you
Why is
before.
your
Why
fucking
are you
nose
so
so big?
angry?
Why is your nose so big?
Seatbelt,
Okay.
Get away from me! Get away from me!
I gotta stop him.
Oh, okay.
That's the bottom one.
Oh, there's okay.
I gotta stop him for you.
All right. Gotta sit back. Sit back.
Putting your seatbelt on.
Don't you try to bite me.
Fuck you, you fucking piece of shit!
I know. I don't know why you're so angry. Jesus. That's a little upset. Hold on one second. Did somebody need a statement from this guy, or did you need a statement from him? Or
I don't know.
No, because when I got here, she wasn't in the car, so she's going to obstruction and she's going to battery.
She also
so
could have
she
got.
wasn't even in the car.
So she's lucky she didn't lose her license. She's actually kind of a little bit lucky, a little bit.
I got here, no, she wasn't in
Okay,
the
so
car,
we don't
so I
have.
don't have anything like
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
The only thing he said is he followed her up here, but it's here nor there.
Yeah.
So
I didn't see any open containers and.
I don't either. I can smell it on her, but
She was charged with resisting an officer with violence, battery on an officer, and DUI. She is presumed innocent until proven guilty
Oh, and she got a DUI too.
in a court of law.
Like she just messed up her life there, like really bad over, pretty much nothing. Wow. This is the one I wanted to go to next.
What was the point of that? And my other question is, obviously you weren't alone, so why are you throwing tampons into their yard? And who else was with you, and do they know the circumstances?
I saw this.
Yeah, I've seen it too. Yeah.
This chick folded so quickly on everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, I might actually go to a different one if we've seen that one. This channel's called Women of Malice. It's pretty good, actually. Let me find one that we haven't seen before. Because I haven't seen that specific video done by this guy, but I've seen that video in the past.
The courtroom was silent. Dead silent. Megan Boswell sat at the defense table, her face a carefully
Here's a
constructed
freaking
mask
bow
of
tie on. Oh my god.
But her eyes, they were calculating, cold.
Had I had a fair trial and an impartial jury, I would have been acquitted of murder charges. I would have never hurt my baby. I did not kill it once.
She'd spent weeks perfecting this act, this performance of a broken young mother who'd made terrible mistakes. She was convinced.
A second here.
Absolutely convinced that this jury would see her as a victim too, a scared teenager who panicked. Nothing more. Then the judge spoke.
In count 2, a jury of your peers having found you guilty of first-degree murder and the perpetration of a felony.
Standard offender, consecutive to her life sentence.
And for the first time in months, perhaps the first time in her entire life, Megan Boswell felt something real. Terror. Pure, unfiltered terror. The kind that grips your chest and refuses to let go. Because she wasn't walking out of that courtroom. Not today. Not for the next 51 years. This is the story of how an 18-year-old mother erased her
51 years. You know she was a demon. That, like, you never hear them get 51 years.
Her own daughter from existence, and how justice finally caught up with her. It started innocently enough. Social media posts, smiling selfies, Megan Boswell with baby Evelyn May in her arms, looking every bit the proud young mother.
Evelyn. Hi.
To anyone scrolling past those pictures, she seemed normal, happy even. But social media is a stage, and Megan, she was an expert at playing a role.
She's really sweet. She loves to give people kisses. Favorite song is Baby Shark.
Behind the filtered photos and cheerful captions, darkness was growing. 15-month-old Evelyn became inconvenient, a burden, an obstacle standing between Megan and the carefree life she desperately wanted back. February 2020, Evelyn disappeared. Now here's where this case turns absolutely chilling. If your child vanished, what would you do? You'd scream. You'd call the police immediately. You'd tear apart every street, every house, every corner of your city looking for them. You'd be inconsolable, desperate, frantic. Megan? She posted up.
These women don't care about anything like that. They really do just only care about themselves. It's crazy. Chad is a super sticker. She was loading up the small hat derogatory term. Yeah, she does come off like a dangerous manipulator right off the bat, and like a Disney adult one at that. No, I had it sped up a little bit, but they do speak quickly to manipulate a conversation. But I had things sped up a little bit. In fact, I'm actually going to keep that sped up so I don't get a copyright. Because I keep getting copyright on all these, so I haven't made like, I'm not going to make a ton of money, but I want to like get like even like $5 for doing these lives. Would be kind of cool.
Instagram. She went about her day. She texted her boyfriend. She did absolutely nothing that resembled a mother searching for her missing child.
She kept coming up with different stories and different lies.
What was she telling?
First, it was Ethan had.
Days turned into weeks. Still nothing. No police report, no frantic phone calls, no desperate pleas on local news.
So she had her kid go missing for like months or weeks and didn't do anything about it.
Megan Boswell acted like her daughter had simply never existed. If cases like this fascinate you, subscribe now to Women of Malice, because I publish new cases every week. It wasn't.
This is a woman's channel, I think, but it's called Women of Malice. Like, I told her that, or whoever runs the channel, that I would be using these, and I think they said it was cool.
Until Evelyn's grandfather, Tommy Boswell Sr., started asking questions that everything began to unravel.
Hunter's mom was watching, and
let's look at this right here. Hang on a second.
You know the thing about a shark, he's got lifeless eyes. Black.
Week. It wasn't until Evelyn's grandfather, Tommy Boswell Sr., started asking questions that everything began to unravel.
Hunter's mom was watching, and then she come off with Ethan had her. And after it went on for a while, I said, I'm gonna do something.
Where is Evelyn? When did you last see her? Why haven't I seen my granddaughter in weeks? The questions kept coming, and Megan's answers, they kept changing. When When Tommy finally contacted the authorities, a nightmare investigation was set into motion. And that's when Megan's carefully constructed lies started crumbling. Police knocked on her door. Simple question, where is your daughter? Megan smiled. She had a story ready. Someone took her, she claimed. A babysitter had Evelyn. Or wait, no, her grandmother had the baby. Actually, Evelyn was with her father. Hold on, friends were watching her. Every single story was different. Every single story was a lie. But here's what made investigators' blood run cold. Megan wasn't panicking. She wasn't crying real tears. She was performing. She even agreed to television interviews, sitting in front of cameras with this bizarre half smile, as if she was enjoying the attention, as if this was all some kind of game.
Never mean ever, which I'm very thankful for. She's just a
Look at this.
really good-hearted baby in general.
You believe you know who has her. What do you have to say to them?
To just bring her back.
He's like smiling about it.
I just want her back. That's all I want.
Detectives noticed something else. Her stories weren't just inconsistent, they were impossible. People she claimed had Evelyn, they hadn't seen the child in months. Locations she mentioned, Evelyn had never been there. Every lead was a dead end. Every explanation was fiction.
Right after Christmas. Where? In London. Like I told him, I don't know if he took and dropped her off somewhere right after I dropped her to him, but I don't know what's going on. I had Evelyn like over a year.
I don't know what's going on. I'm not responsible. I'm just a woman. Everyone else is responsible, not me.
Never checked on her, and I just poured it on myself. So like, okay, I was like, you can take care of your daughter for a little bit. Not that I don't love my daughter, I want to be with her, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, you don't help me at all.
So investigators did what they had to do. They searched wooded areas, abandoned buildings, anywhere a small child might be hidden. And in March 2020, they found what they'd been dreading. On family property, stuffed inside a trash bag like she was garbage.
Oh.
Threw the baby in the trash. Wow. We're just taking interviews and all this stuff. Wow. This is like she's like a lower level, not as hot as Casey Anthony. Casey Anthony. Wow, what a piece. And she did have kind of like a smile on her face. She had no like really even cover story.
This tiny body.
What a shame. And where the hell was the dad and the boyfriend too?
15 months old, discarded, hidden,
in this shed or something.
Forgotten by the one person who should have protected her above all else. Subscribe now to Women of Malice.
She placed Evelyn's body in a kitchen trash can. It's her own trash can from her home.
The evidence was overwhelming. Megan had killed her own daughter, not in a moment of rage, not in some tragic accident. This was calculated.
I just can't imagine like having like a human being in like a trash bag, like a baby, just like carrying it. It's just insane.
Deliberate. She'd made the decision that Evelyn's life was worth less than her freedom, and she'd acted on it.
Look inside the door right here. This white trash can. This is the trash.
She barely even hit it well. Wow, look at that.
Trash can that I was describing as I was reviewing the.
But what came next was almost worse than the crime itself. Megan Boswell was arrested and charged with felony murder, aggravated child abuse, and tampering with evidence. The case that prosecutors built against her
now she's gonna have to try to lie more.
Wasn't just strong, it was devastating.
But for a small child to die the way that Evelyn died.
But Megan, she still believed she could walk away from this. The trial began in 2023, and the courtroom became a theater of horror. Prosecutors painted a portrait of a young woman who saw motherhood as a prison sentence. They presented text messages, cold and detached, where Megan complained about her daughter.
I love you, and I was supposed to leave so long ago, and I tired as fucking hell. I'm also pregnant with your child, so you could let me sleep in your truck. Defendant says good, mean as fuck.
And he says, and what does Megan Boswell say?
She says she hates me.
Friends testified that she seemed annoyed by Evelyn, burdened by the responsibility. Witness after witness described a mother who prioritized parties over her child, who cared more about her.
Yep. Just cared about herself, cared about parties more than her kid. Just insane.
Her boyfriend than her baby, who treated Evelyn not as a precious life, but as an inconvenience to be managed and eventually eliminated.
What was your impression of Evelyn that day?
She was dirty.
Again, they can use adoption. You know,
no, but snowboard.
These people, like, why don't you just do an abortion? Like, why didn't you just do that? You know what I mean? This is what we have it for, so you can use it. Thanks, Seagrip.
But snowboard, this is what's ironic. Well, more than just my comment, but this
that she used the glad bag. Oh,
oh man, this is just sickening because there's only one gender who can unilaterally suspend 100% of their financial liability in regards to being a parent. That they can with 100% eliminate their financial responsibility and liability to a child, and that's a mother. A mother at any point in time a woman can decide at any point in time, I don't want to be a mother anymore.
Yep.
A woman can literally decide at any point in time, I do not want to be a mother. They can drop these kids off at hospitals. They can drop them off at
Fire department.
Fire department.
Fire department
I
has a
even
thing where
seen.
you can just drop it off and just say like, I don't want anything to do with this anymore.
Yep.
And they won't shame you or do anything, and you can just walk away. Adoption.
I even seen. I was dealing with. I even seen someone take their child to DHS and drop it off and said, I'm done with her. You can have her. We'll do whatever you want to do. I don't want her no more. Literally dropped off her child at DHS. I've seen that, and dropped the child off and left.
Yeah. And that's what she should. I don't know why she wouldn't have just done that. You know what I mean? Like I guess they say, like, because I've heard the saying, like, I brought you into this world to take you out. So maybe it was a power thing for her or something, because it's like, you could have, you had other options. A, you had a ton of birth control, but B, you could have done an abortion. If you know what I'm saying? It's like, don't you think you'd know that you don't want a kid?
Likes it when you use deletion.
Oh yeah,
Instead of the
deletion,
A word.
Yeah, so you could have deleted the baby with Plan B, or just deleted it. You had plenty. It's a lot of places they let you do it up to 9 months, and you could have brought it to a fire station or let it stay with a family member to say, I don't want this baby. Like, you had, like, I don't know how many more options we're supposed to give you.
And here's the sad part. Now, when you looked at the videos of that little girl just in her winter coat and her hat, just bouncing up and down, I literally know a half dozen people that would adopt that baby. Now, they're mostly people that practice an alternative lifestyle, but these are people that I work with. You're better than hers.
Better than her. Yeah.
As a matter
some
of
of
fact,
these gay and lesbian people actually probably are decent parents, to be honest with you. Well, they're better.
One of my trainers.
They're better than she was.
One of my trainers, from back in 2017, when I first joined my organization, him and his husband, it took them 2 years to have a kid, to adopt a kid, and I'm telling you right now, 5 years later, what is it, 5-6 years later? I can't remember how many years later. Saw that little boy. Oh, this little boy is the happiest little boy. Like literally, I don't understand how sometimes, like, for me personally, and maybe this is me in my old age, but there's nothing that is as there are very few things that are as heartwarming as seeing a child's genuine smile and seeing that light, and to see that little girl and to see the callousness that you can just, if she was so much of a burden and inconvenience, you could have, but that's just show you how selfish so many women are trained to be today. Selfish, self-centered, and egotistical and narcissistic.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Sorry for ranting. No, look. I'll make no excuse. Look, you remember Game of Thrones when Tyrion Lannister was like, I have a thing for bastards and broken things. I have a soft spot. Well, I have a soft spot for kids, and anyone that hurts a child,
pretty much everybody
or takes a child's innocent.
This is demonic.
You need to be put under a jail cell. Anyone that can hurt a child or take a child or steal a child's innocent, you should be under a jail cell. That's just my personal opinion.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that, if you do find yourself behind a cell, that criminals behind there don't like you either.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
yeah.
Well, she didn't have to do this.
She
could have
didn't.
said,
She
hey,
did not have
hey,
to.
she should have just said, because I've heard of someone who did this. A chick I was dating, it was one of her friends who I never really met, but she said that she had like 2 kids and she didn't want them anymore, so she just brought them to adoption. I remember saying I thought that was kind of, shitty of her, and it kind of is, but it's a better way of handling it than this. I mean, this is just, this woman probably was used to throwing people, relationships and stuff in the trash all the time. She didn't have a man. And she just wanted to go out and party and other stuff like that. She didn't want to stay home and take care of her kid.
Yeah.
But she should have just said that. She should have said, hey, I want to put my kid up to adoption. That's what the chick that I was talking about, she said, I just want to party and have my own life. I don't want to have these kids anymore. I messed up. And,
But this
it's
is
not
a
great,
chick.
but at least, it's, kind of some ownership a little bit.
But this was a chick who was dealing with Chad, Tyrone, Pookie, Ray Ray, and she tried to baby nap him.
Yep,
but he's like,
work.
oh no, and so because the child didn't work and her getting to keep the man, she was like, okay, you have no further use to me. I mean, I haven't seen this case before. I don't know how it plays out, but just that mentality.
Oh, I think she got 51 years, it said.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
But also men. Unfortunately, the general public aren't like the men who are in this community and listens to this stream, because we're not out here getting, trailer park Tammy knocked up. But if we do it, we're going to take care of our kid.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know how people would live with themselves not doing it. I think it's weird. I mean, it's one thing if you didn't know. If you didn't know you had a kid, it's a little different. But, if you know that the kid's yours and you don't do anything, it's really crazy.
Yeah.
And there's adoption, She should have just said, hey, I want my kid to go to adoption. I can't. She shouldn't say, I can't do this. I just don't want to do it. Period. And, that's it.
And I could smell her across the table.
Okay.
Subscribe now to Women of Malice. The defense tried desperately to salvage something, anything, from this wreckage. They argued Megan was just a scared teenager, overwhelmed, lost. They suggested maybe Evelyn's death was accidental.
No excuse.
That Megan panicked and made catastrophic decisions afterward.
There's serious reasonable doubt in themselves. They don't know what happened. They don't know how that child died. And they can't prove how that child died. There's the possibility, what if this was accidental? What if Megan or Hunter Wood? When this child died, she was 18 years old. Now,
if you're old enough to make a kid, you're responsible for it.
you heard about one great father. She was in foster care when she had the child. An 18-year-old girl, scared to death, talking to a TBI agent, talking to a police officer. She doesn't want to get in trouble. It doesn't mean she murdered her child. It doesn't mean she killed her child.
But the timeline destroyed that narrative. Megan had weeks, entire weeks, to come forward, weeks to call for help, weeks to tell someone, anyone, what had happened. Instead, she lied, she manipulated, she hid her daughter's body and went on living her life like nothing had changed. That's not panic. That's not a tragic accident. That's cold calculation. The jury saw through every excuse. They heard the evidence. They saw the photos of tiny Evelyn smiling in those early pictures, unaware her own mother would become her murderer.
The trust that Miss Boswell betrayed upon her daughter is just so callous.
And when they deliberated, they didn't hesitate. Guilty. Subscribe now to Women of Malice. The word echoed through the courtroom, and for the first time, Megan's mask cracked. That carefully maintained expression of regret shattered. Her eyes widened, her breathing quickened. The reality she'd been denying, the consequences she'd convinced herself she could avoid, came crashing down.
In count 2, a jury of your peers having found you guilty of first-degree murder.
Demonstrated extreme callousness. A 25-year sentence for the emerging counts of aggravated child abuse and neglect to be consecutive to the life sentence.
She wasn't walking out of here. She wasn't going back to her old life. She wasn't
Only
going
25. I thought it said 51 years earlier.
to parties or posting selfies or living as if
25 years is not really that much. She'll
Well,
be
probably
out.
meant that she's not going to get out until she's 51.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Evelyn had never existed. When sentencing arrived, the judge showed zero mercy. And why should she? Evelyn received no mercy. That baby girl received nothing but cruelty from the person who should have loved her most. Life in prison with the possibility of parole after 51 years. Let that sink in.
The 6-year sentence for tampering with evidence and the 4-year sentence for false report will be concurrent with each other.
Oh, so the false report and all those, they kept tacking on charges, so it really was 51 years.
Consecutive to the 25 years. The 2-year sentences for the abuse of courts, count 19 and count 20, will be concurrent with each other.
Megan Boswell is 18 years old.
Oh,
She becomes
damn.
eligible for parole. She'll be 69, an old woman. The youth.
It'll be 69, so it'd be like 70 when she gets out.
She tried so desperately to preserve by murdering her daughter. Gone. Completely and utterly gone. Subscribe now to Women of Malice if you would like to hear of more cases like this. But here's what haunts me about this case, and maybe it haunts you too. Evelyn will never grow old. She'll never have a first day of school, never fall in love, never experience the beauty and pain and complexity of being alive. Her entire future, every possibility, every dream was stolen by the one person who should have protected it. Megan made a choice. She chose convenience over her daughter's life. She chose freedom over responsibility. She chose herself over everything else. And now she'll live with that choice every single day for the next 5 decades.
The court has considered probation. She's not eligible for probation on the Class 8 felonies. That 25 years has to be served. The court has considered probation on the additional 8 years and finds that a grant of probation would depreciate the seriousness of this case, given the facts of this case.
Will she feel remorse? Will she finally understand the magnitude of what she destroyed? Or will she spend those decades angry, resentful, convinced she's the victim in all of this?
Of course.
What we do know is that justice,
Of course she will.
however imperfect, was served. Evelyn's life mattered. Her death mattered. And Megan Boswell will never be allowed to forget that. There's something profoundly unsettling about mothers who kill their children. It violates every instinct we have about protection and love. It shatters our fundamental assumptions about humanity. How can someone create life and then destroy it? How can a mother look at her baby and see an obstacle instead of a miracle? These questions.
And look how they gave her this like Disney bow tie. It's even though like these lawyers are scum
instead of a miracle.
I mean, look at that. These lawyers are like, this guy here is scum. Like he told her to wear this bow tie and stuff. And dress all conservative. It's really sickening.
These questions don't have satisfying answers. Maybe there aren't any answers that would make sense to those of us who couldn't imagine harming a child. Maybe Megan Boswell is simply broken in ways we can't comprehend. But broken or not, she made choices, and choices have consequences.
So it counts 4 through 20. That'll be a 33-year sentence as a range 1 standard offender, consecutive to her life sentence.
So as Megan sits in her cell tonight and tomorrow night and every night for the foreseeable future, maybe she'll think about Evelyn. Maybe she'll remember those photos she posted, the ones where she smiled with her daughter like she actually cared. Maybe she'll wonder what Evelyn would have become. Or maybe she won't. Maybe she'll remain exactly what she's always been, cold, calculating, and fundamentally incapable of understanding what she's done. Either way, Evelyn's story won't be forgotten. Not by those who fought for justice, not by those who continue to speak her name, and not by you, because you're here bearing witness to a tragedy that should never have happened. Subscribe now to Women of Malice and let me know what aspect.
I have a question, Snowboard, that I would like for you in the chat to chime in on. Do you think, what do you think about giving people with these long sentences, you know, like if you're going to be in jail for 3 decades, 4 decades, 5 decades, do you think that those prisoners should be presented the option to have the state delete them? Because
yes, I do for sure. Yeah, because I don't understand what the point is at that point. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, I think they should definitely give people the option to do it because we have to pay for that.
But unless we have this type of program, I wouldn't. Oh man, and I know.
Well, New Hampshire is trying to make like forced labor.
Yeah.
The chain gang and stuff like forced labor, which is even then, I'd still just say like, hey, you want to delete yourself, just do it. Because honestly, if I was in that situation, I would probably want to delete myself. But I know they have some places in Russia where they won't let them delete themselves. They want them to live and be uncomfortable as possible. Like they won't let them stand up all the way straight. And they like barely feed them and stuff like that. So there is a way people do maybe want you to keep living. So you're kind of suffering more, but at the same time, it's just like kind of a waste of resources and stuff like that. I think they should be able to have the state delete them.
Now, Snowboard.
Personally, yeah.
I just posted a link in the private chat that is relevant to just what we're speaking right here, and I'm using the Anton Daniels. It's one of his shorts about the Coolio Fulio sentence, and it has them arguing on why he should be given life in prison over the D penalty. And you got to listen to what this former warden says about why he should be given life in prison.
Well, yeah. Well, the warden also is going to say that because it justifies his job too.
But you still
wait,
wait. Hold
that
into what he says. Hold that thought to hear what he says.
Mr. Gathrigh's age, physical abilities, things like.
I'm gonna just speed it. I don't know if I can do that.
Do you think that the prison
but this also falls under fair use because you're providing commentary on someone else's comment. So this is under fair use.
Well, it should, but like every time I do this, it won't get
even
they
under
don't monetize it.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna pause it if you like. I know I'm transforming it, but YouTube is being stupid like that. Like basically anytime I've done these live streams, none of them have been monetized.
That's insane.
So like, and then people usually don't go back to like, watch a live stream, which I understand. So I'll just pause it a little bit more.
In a work capacity, if you were sentenced to life without parole?
I say yes, with my experience, not only just in classification, but as former warden and even as a jail administrator. He's someone that's young, he's healthy. In reality, we need that labor.
So they are going to make him do labor apparently, but I don't. But here's the thing though, they're just making license plates and kind of doing dumb shit. There's no like that labor doesn't seem useful. Like I think the whole prison system is very inefficient with that. They're going to basically make a license plate that can probably be made with an automated machine.
No, he's going to describe. He's going to describe just what that work will entail, and it's not making license plates. At least from what he says in the state of Florida.
Yeah, in these southern states, like these like some these southern like wardens and shit, they're like old school, more fire and brimstone.
Sweat equity, and we will put them out there to work because we do have an aging prison population, jail administration. We have that, so we put these young individuals to work and get some sweat equity out of them since they are young and actually can do the work.
And
what work? That's what I want to know.
He's about to tell you.
Okay.
We talk about life without parole and death row, but for our jurors' education in Florida, what does a life sentence without parole mean?
A life sentence in the Florida Department of Corrections means from the minute they're brought in, they're assigned an inmate number. He will be assigned an inmate number, and when he dies and leaves in a body bag, he will still have that inmate number. An inmate serving life will never, ever get out. There is no parole in the state of Florida, and they're not ever allowed outside the razor wire and the fence of a secured facility.
Look at how his head just went down.
Yeah. But I still didn't really say like.
Oh, he's going to get there.
Okay, because the reason I'm saying that, I've never really seen them do much. They usually just make them just stay in there, which I always thought was a bit strange. You know what I mean? Like why are we just going to have these people stay in there for life? I think that they should just be kind of deleted because it's like, why are we feeding what are we really doing here? That we're just going to like have them exist and like, cause damage to more people. Like the only thing they're going to do is really cause damage to more people, in the prison or guards or other prisoners or other people who are maybe just going to go to jail for like a year. They're going to be in with this guy who has like nothing better to do except fuck with people more.
The only way that an inmate serving life without parole would leave is when they die by natural causes.
Objection, Your Honor.
Stay.
Yo, just take me out, bro. It's over for me. I don't want nothing to do with it. I'm looking at this guy right here, and it's heartbreaking. It's truly heartbreaking that.
And fair use, YouTube, you small hat fucks.
Young people are willing to put their lives on the line and risk everything for nothing. For nothing. They sliding on their ops. In this guy's case, a lot of people may not be familiar. I think the guy's name was Julio Fulio. I'm not sure if he was a rapper or just another popular figure.
Oh, we saw that a little bit, that Julio Fulio.
But I think that he was a rapper. And his ops, his opposition or his enemies slid on him, got caught, facing the death penalty in Florida. They petitioned for this guy to ultimately get life in jail. And his entire day, right, with this guy who was a former warden, former person that worked in the prisons and all of this stuff, consultant now, basically said was that they work 60 hours a week, minimal. And in order for them to even be able to have some kind of dignity, or not have every single privilege removed and be disciplined, you have to suffer. You have to work. And now you're basically relegated to making license plates or whatever it is that
you're
you
right.
are relegated to.
Okay, I just did the short. I didn't do the full description. The warden does go into what he'd be required to do. And so these guys on life in prison, they actually learn to
the prisons are
fix
private
the prison.
companies. Well, the prisons are mostly private companies as well. So that warden guy is like wants them to like do work for him, like be a janitor.
Yeah,
and shit like that.
They're responsible for cooking the meals, doing the janitorial work, doing the electrical work, doing the maintenance work. They literally have the prisoners working like 60 hours a week, pretty much working from pretty much sun up, sundown. And if they don't comply and if they don't work, they lose privileges. And so if you think you're going to go and refuse to work, you're going to be put in solitary confinement, which means, you're pretty much you're in your cell 23 hours a day, just you, no commissary, no visitation, no phone privileges, that literally it's just you with nothing. And apparently, and you'll just get, and you'll increasingly will get put into higher, secure, prisons, or I guess different classifications like max and what other stuff. Like that literally, when I watched a full court proceeding on that, and it was like he said, just take me out. Just take me out. And I watched this and I just thought that you literally threw away your life and your potential when you didn't have to.
Yeah.
And I don't think people realize that prison is no fun. It's not like what these movies and rap videos make it out today. But yeah, and I'm just thinking
I guess the like counter argument to that is like, yeah, they are doing some stuff, but like, does it add to our like GDP, or does it really like improve society? Not really. I think it just kind of improves the prison itself. And sometimes those are private companies. Like what New Hampshire's trying to do is have them, and I understand it's more of a logistical problem. Like you can't have all these people out on the streets, but they're trying to make them do like road work, do shit like that. Like then I guess you see that they're doing something else more, but like, let's be honest, like we can automate the license plate making process. You know what I mean? I think that there is maybe, I'm not against the idea of them doing work, but it's got to be like doing some value. I know you can't really have them interacting with the public a lot, but there's got to be like sewer cleaning. I don't know, chimney sweeping, some shit like that. I feel like there's got to be some other ways where they can be a little more useful, because I just don't think we're really getting any true productivity. So they're just trying. I get that they're trying to make them a little more miserable, but it's also kind of shitty that we're just making them more miserable. And it's like they're locked up anyways. They're probably already miserable. So like, you know what I mean? Like I don't really know if I'm elaborating it right, but I feel like they could be doing something that's a little more productive to give back somehow than just maintaining the prison, because it's got to be maintained anyways. So they just view it like these private companies just view it as free labor. Like that's what he's saying. He's like, we need them to take, like, basically what he's saying is we just need them to take care of the jail more. So we can like make more money from it, because they're private prisons, a lot of them. Like, you got to remember, a lot of these are private prison secret. Like, people make money off of it. Like the Bush family supplies like most of the food. Like, they're like, you know how they have like Cisco that delivers food, like the the food to most places. They're like the Cisco of the commissaries and stuff like that, and the military too. Some of the military, and the food is dog shit. So they are kind of like using this as a way to make money. So they kind of want you in there more and longer, which I get. That's more of a punishment. But I'm saying I think that there's got to be a way where, like, I'd rather have them go work at a factory, but we can do better than freaking license plates. You know what I mean? There's got to be something else that they can do. That's a much harder job, or like the license plates, we can probably have that made automated, and they're just really sitting there probably pushing a button. So there's got to be something beyond license plates that they can do, like I'm not exactly sure what that would be, but I'm saying, like, put a one in the chat if you think we can utilize the prison population to do labor a little more than license plates. Maybe they do a couple other things that I'm not aware of, but I don't really see them doing that much. So it's like, kind of, what's the point? You know what I mean? It's like, if anything, you're kind of like giving them something to do. Because like they have nothing else to do anyways. So, but maybe they really are doing a lot. But like the janitorial service, it's like, okay, they mop the floor and stuff, like, but someone was going to have to mop it anyways. But they're only doing it to maintain the prison. They're not doing it to like help give back to the community. Like, they should be made to give back to the community, not the prison. Basically, I don't give a damn if the prison's dirty. Let them stay in their own shit. Basically, so I think let me actually look this up. What do Because you got to remember, the people that work at the prisons and stuff, they're not too far off from the prisoners, too. Do for work in jail. Do prisoners have to work? Prison. All right. Maybe this will answer it for us. Look at this dork. Wow. You put it to 1.5. Because I don't really know much about this world either, or about this area. Fair use, YouTube.
Prison Blues. Luke Burbank tells us it's a popular brand of blue jeans, not without its fans or critics.
Jeremiah Maurer loves his job working as a supervisor in a garment factory.
What I do is I go through and I look at the seams. I'm looking for flaws like that.
Yeah. This one will have to go back to the line.
Yes, this one only goes back one step, and then always remember safety first. Always cut away from yourself.
But there's one thing about Maurer's
he cut someone's throat.
Life balance that's probably different from yours.
I love that name, Prison Blues.
At the Eastern Oregon Correctional Institution in Pendleton, Oregon.
It's very normalizing. I come to work 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week. I mean, in several instances, it's not even like I'm in prison. My days go by fast. My weeks go by fast.
Maurer and his coworkers make the clothes for all 12,000 or so prisoners in the Oregon system.
Yeah, but they're just doing it for the prison system. That's what I'm saying. Like, they're not doing it for the society at large.
As well as a brand
but
of
here's
venom
but
sold
here's the thing, and maybe you might have mentioned this earlier, but I don't see nothing wrong with that by having prisons be self-sufficient. That to me that means less reliance on tax dollars. That instead of them hiring a third-party vendor to make the clothes, we make the clothes here.
Yeah.
Instead of hiring
No, that is
third-party
good.
vendors.
It's less impact. It's a lower footprint, I guess. Lenny
Yeah.
writes in, some states utilize them from everything from furniture making the uniform, some don't. So maybe some do, but like as far as I know, like my state, it's like they're not okay. Like you made some license plates, like I don't really think that's like too big of an accomplishment with all the possible manpower that's there, and we can automate that anyways. You know what I mean? Like, but maybe we'll learn more here.
outside, known as Prison Blues. It's sold in stores, on the web, and has become popular in, of all places, Japan.
But that's going to be sold for profit for the private prison. But that's what I'm saying. It's not going to like go to like the taxpayer who paid for the prison.
My first impression of the product was that it's really tough. It's made as workwear, and its toughness is really appealing.
You might be surprised to learn all prisoners in Oregon, like many other states, are required to work while incarcerated. Most of those jobs keep institutions running, things like janitorial work and kitchen duty. And in Oregon, those jobs are paid with points that prisoners can redeem at the commissary. But the jobs with Prison Blues, which is run by an agency called Oregon Corrections Enterprises, those jobs are voluntary. They're highly sought after, and they're paid in actual money. Have you been able to save some money through this?
I have, yes. There are some people that live paycheck to paycheck, but I'm pretty simple as far as what my tastes are.
Chris Cipher is working an embroidery machine, which could pay him up to $400 a month. That is after the state takes its money for room and board.
And again, these people are not like, in for life, so they should be able to make some money. I don't have a problem with that.
And restitution for victims.
Is there a kind of a personal dignity thing about going to a job that just kind of changes your mentality? Absolutely. If you don't have that money because you have a small job, a low-paying job, like working in the scullery or other ones that don't pay very much, having to ask.
What the hell is a scullery?
For money from the outside, it can break the heart sometimes.
That's right.
But
inside prison,
but also, my personal belief is that this also incentivizes you to have better behavior, good behavior, because when you get these highly sought after jobs, you're not going to be out here trying to, rip and run and everything like that, and risk losing that good paying job and then have to go back to scullery.
Yeah. I don't know a lot about this world, so maybe they are doing a little more than I had thought, and they're gaining a skill. Like this is for people. This is for people who are doing like, this is part of prison is supposed to also be to rehabilitate some people.
But we all know no rehabilitation. This is the closest we always that. And because something, what does rehabilitation mean? Rehabilitation might mean something different to you than it does me. It might mean something different in Texas than it does California.
That's true.
Now, personally, I think the best medium, and when I say medium, to bridge our differences of opinion on what that means is, I think building an ethic where you get up and you work from 8 to 5 or anything like that, where you get up every day, you work, you get paid for that labor. You can choose to save or spend. I think these are practical life skills that could help someone who was incarcerated maybe have a better opportunity to adjust back in society, because a lot of these people will eventually get out, and a lot of these people will eventually become our neighbors. I would rather have that person working, having skills that he or she can apply to the outside world, and have that ethic of several years of getting up and working from 8 to 5, 8 to 6, or working an 8-hour, 9-hour a day, to be incentivized to work overtime and to not consume everything they make and save. That's just my personal opinion.
Yeah,
As opposed to them sitting around and lifting weights and and getting all bigger and stronger.
And stuff, yeah. Yeah, I mean, they are like these also seem like a little bit of lower level criminals. Like if you're in for life, that's a different thing too.
You can save money or go broke, just like a lot of people do living on the outside.
So this is furniture. Okay, I didn't know they did stuff like this.
Then there are the 7 states, according to the ACLU, that don't pay prisoners at all for most jobs. And in those places, refusing to work can lead to loss of privileges or punishment, which critics say amounts to forced labor that we on the outside benefit from.
If you go to a public university, you may be sitting on dorm furniture produced by incarcerated people.
Jennifer Turner is a researcher at the American Civil Liberties Union.
If you are in law enforcement, you may be wearing a bulletproof vest or in a car that's been serviced by incarcerated people. And if you go to the supermarket, you may be buying milk that came from cows that were milked and raised by incarcerated people.
An AP investigation last year found that a lot of prison
workers. I don't think I'll be comfortable wearing a bulletproof vest.
Let's not have them handle our food and shit, you idiots.
Well,
I'm okay. Sewers and stuff. Yeah,
I'm okay with the food, but as a law enforcement officer, I don't think I'm comfortable with them, handling my bulletproof vest.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. So I guess they are doing some things.
But I like that. You go to a state university, I like that. There's a very real likelihood that the furniture that is being utilized at this state university was made by a state prison. Well,
yeah.
Look, I would only have a problem if it was made by someone who had those ideations. If they would draw things on the desk. I put a little P in us in every desk I make. so that I can just picture someone handling this hardwood. I put a little penis on every piece of furniture, on every chair I make. I put a little penis on it so you can sit on this. So you can sit on this D. I'm sorry, I got issues. I apologize.
That's fine. I have my headphones off. I didn't even hear what you said.
Especially in states where it isn't paid, can be dangerous and demeaning, like picking cotton in the blistering sun or working in unsafe facilities with minimal training. According to Turner's research at the ACLU, incarcerated labor produces at least $2 billion worth of goods and at least $9 billion worth of services every year.
So, okay, apparently they do.
Because the supply chain is challenging to track, so much produced by incarcerated people ends up in our supermarkets, in our government buildings, and elsewhere, and we are buying these products and using those services without realizing it. The fruits of this labor is all around us, and we constantly benefit from it, but we don't know it.
Not to mention the impact on the labor market, where a prison crew...
Yeah, I want to see them doing shit like this.
Say, fighting wildland fires in California will always be earning less money than a group of non-incarcerated firefighters, driving wages down potentially.
It feels a lot of the times like we're being more treated as like free labor. I try to put that in perspective for some of the staff out here. It's like, well, what if you had to come here but not get paid?
Some might wonder how indentured servitude is still legal in the U.S. Well, because when slavery was outlawed by the 13th Amendment, a specific exemption was made for incarcerated people. The fact that some states don't even pay inmates at all strikes Jeff Adair.
Well, I will say this. I kind of want them to, if they're going to be released back out in society, I do kind of want them to have some money and some skill or something. Because, I mean, what are you going to do? Just release them out and like, oh, well, you need your first month's and last month's deposit. So that's going to be like, $2,500 you need right now. And they're not going to have it. So they're more likely to, commit more crimes to go get that money again. So you kind of need them to have some money when they go back into the society, because it's like, hey, they did their time. If they did their time, they should get a fair chance again, for the most part. Otherwise, we're just kind of setting them up for failure, and they're just going to go right back. Which, by the way, like the prison industrial complex loves that shit. It's like, this is a hustle too. Like they want. Like people do profit off of this guy doing this here, which I guess is okay, but it's like a lot of these are privately owned. It's not like you're saving money somehow because of this. It's maybe a little bit, but I tend to think that it's really not as much as we're not benefiting like a crazy amount.
Incarcerated at Eastern Oregon Correctional Institution as unfair.
I don't see a negative from people working in prison. It's actually a good thing to teach people a skill. I mean, if you just sat around doing nothing, then you're not going to be very productive out there when you get out. But at the same rate, I feel that if it's going to be a job, they should be compensated just like anybody else. Doesn't matter where we're at, whether we're here or out there. We're still people.
Yeah, I actually kind of agree with that. They should, you know, and I'm sure they don't pay them, you know, well, but I actually kind of think that they should get some money.
People like Theron Giles, who, when we met him,
Because if you don't, if they have the money, they're more likely to, you know, not want to hurt, you know, kill people or, you know, the money will give them a sense of self-preservation, and you know, once they get out of, like, you know, let's say they're in for 20 years, they can say, hey, you know, I can buy a truck now and I can do some landscaping when I get out, and I have something that I can apply my skills to. Otherwise, like, you just been in there, like, basically all you're going to do is learn how to become a better criminal, basically. So this is actually a good thing.
was about to use the money he'd earned working at Prison Blues to start building a life on the outside after spending most of his adulthood behind bars.
I was going down a self-destructive life. Me being here gave me a chance to reflect. This place could eat you up as well if you don't do the right thing, if you don't take the initiative to want to change. You got to want to change.
A changed person, he says, thanks in part to his work with Prison Blues, which he says is his first steady job he's ever had.
For me, just being in here, it was a different environment than me feeling that I'm incarcerated. It helped me to mold my skills and hone into a better person that I can be.
Spending time at Eastern Oregon Correctional Institution drove home one fact for us, and that is prisoners are people. Yes, people who've been convicted of committing crimes, to be certain, but also people who will very likely be released one day, and who, the research shows, will have a better chance of success if they've been able to mend their lives.
Now, they did pick rather friendly prisoners, I will say that. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. So anyways, so tonight we covered most of it was actually about the astrology and numerology. So keep that in mind going forward. If you ever are maybe making a decision about something or researching something, or maybe see people act a certain way, things like that, you can, you know, take that with a grain of salt. Even like world events, things like that. Like, for example, remember all those California wildfires that happened a couple years ago, and all those like celebrities' houses burned and things like that? That's because California is a dog state, and during the dragon year that was 2024, like at the end of it, like, you know, fucked with that enemy kind of energy, basically. You know, a lot of those people in California and stuff, they're not ethical people, they're shitty people, they're kind of non-honorable people, I guess. You know, not all of them, but, you know, a lot of Hollywood people are kind of shitty like that. So that was kind of related to that. Yeah. So I'm going to call it a night, guys. Thanks so much for being here. Have a good birthday, Seagrip and stuff. And, you know, check out some of the other videos I made. Let me actually show off some of those.
And thank you for having me, Snowboard. Yep. It's been awesome as usual.
Good. Oh, yeah, I ended up just closing the screen. So, yeah, have a great night, guys. Thanks a lot. We're ending at 3:04, too. Hell yeah. Ending at 3:04 on the stream count. So it'll show up on the video like that. All right. See ya.
Is it a coincidence?
Yeah.